and pitch is looking good. So inshallah we'll try to restrict them on the low total.
2 out of 2 wins with the toss, important toss to win. What do you think is a good score now, considering that first game?
Yeah, pitch is looking very good. So I'm looking for restrict them on 150, 160. So inshallah we'll try for that.
What's the morale in the side after that win?
Yeah, boys in the good confidence, but I'm telling them it's only confidence, not overconfidence, because back-to-back games we are playing. So inshallah we'll do better now.
Any changes to your playing 11?
No, we are going with the same team.
All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Matthew, not lucky with the toss, but are you happy to bat first, or were you looking to bowl as well?
Yeah, look, we were looking to bowl as well. I think everyone knows about this venue and what happens, but it'll make winning the game even more sweeter if we can pull it off tonight.
Yeah, that first game not going your way, but a lot of positives in that, especially that innings from Muncie.
Yeah, look, it was an exceptional innings and probably deserved to be on the winning side, but that's the way cricket goes. And look, we'll look to put in a better performance tonight and hopefully bring home the win.
Excited to lead the side?
Yes, obviously it's a bit of a shame for Richie. He's picked up a slight injury, but hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, look, I always look forward to an opportunity to lead the boys.
Any other change besides Richie?
Yeah, Mark Watt, Chris Greaves and Safian Sharif are out, and in come Charlie Taylor, James Dickinson and Brad Curry.
Well done, and have a good game.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Right, so the news from the centre is that UAE have won the toss twice in a row, and they have decided to bowl first.
Right then, there you have it, Mohammad Wasim and the UAE once again winning the toss and electing to bowl first. To join me in the combine box and to break down the two teams, I have the one and only Rashid Mohammed. Good evening, Rashid.
Good evening, Ahmed, and good evening, viewers. It's going to be another exciting day here in UAE. We've got this game lined up for you, Scotland versus UAE. Let's have a look at the playing 11 for both sides. Very important changes for Scotland after losing that first game. George Munsey, he'll be a very important man in that playing 11. He got 70-odd runs in the previous game, and that helped them to get to a decent total, I would say, at the end. Brendan McMillan, he's also very important in that lineup. Matthew Cross will be leading the side, so extra bit of responsibility on his shoulders. We don't see any Safian Sharif in the side, so Brad Curry will take the new ball, I presume, alongside Hamza Tahir. Well, no Matt Cross. That's another interesting change for Scotland. Tell us about UAE, Ahmed.
Well, UAE sticking to the formula, going with a winning unit, and perhaps could have used a change or two, but when it's going your way, why tinker with it? So I'm really interested to see the Scotland side. Charlie Taylor made a 50 on his ODI debut, making his T20I debut tonight. So let's see how he progresses tonight. And well, UAE, much of the same, no change in the formula, still going to open the innings alongside Danish Suri. It will be, of course, Mohammad Wasim coming off a fabulous half century. So all systems go for both sides and hoping for a better show from Scotland this evening. I felt they were a bit rusty in the last game, Rashid. They had only played a T20I last summer. So perhaps that break from the format, you could see there were a few errors. The execution was off, a few no balls from the fast bowlers as well. Maybe they can just tighten the ship tonight.
Oh, absolutely. They were a bit nervous, as we could see. And but talk about George Munsey. What an innings he played at the top of the innings. And that's what really helped Scotland post a total. Let's have a look at that innings once again. He started off really well and played some really good shots, especially against the fast bowlers. So he picked his bowlers really nicely and made sure that he kept them under pressure. Hazrat Luqman getting his first game, Akifullah Raja making a comeback, and they were both taken to the cleaners.
Yeah, he had a wonderful performance, 3 sixes in that innings, and we've always known how strong he is on that trademark reverse sweep, and the orthodox sweep played that really well. And if there was more support in the top order, perhaps they could have posted a score of about 150, 160 and made that game even more interesting. Fabulous knock from Munsey, and he needs to continue in that vein tonight.
Indeed, and I thought he got out at the wrong time in the 17th over. And that's where Scotland couldn't get to those 160, 170 runs you were talking about. Meanwhile, the two umpires that will be leading this game today, we've got Mr. Akbar Ali towards closer to the screen, and then towards his left, we've got Asif Iqbal, two very experienced umpires for UAE. And the TV umpire for tonight will be Shiju Sam.
Yeah, very experienced, very well regarded in the local and now international scene. And I do love those lilac jumpers that they've gone on. Very fetching indeed. Final words, final prayers. Of course, it is the holy month of Ramadan that began on the 11th. So I'm sure a lot of these lads would have been fasting, and they just broke their fast maybe an hour before the game. Will be interesting to see how the energy levels are in this encounter, Rashid.
Oh yeah, they've done well. I think the warm-up, we were just looking at how well they were doing their warm-ups, and everybody looks like a gelled-up unit. When you have a win under your belt, you always have that confidence. And like Mohammad Wasim was talking about, how you can't be overconfident, I think that is important for UAE boys. They need to make sure that they keep their basics right and make sure the way they started in the previous game, that is perfect start for them. Keep it as simple as possible and right the wrongs you did in the first game.
Absolutely, Junaid Siddiqui leading from the front. A fabulous 4-wicket haul for him that really set the stage. When you get those early wickets in the power play, then your spinners, the likes of Basil Hamid, Aayan Khan and Mohammad Zohaib, the leggy, can really build some pressure in those middle overs. And they will need to repeat that tonight as well. And this man holds the key for the Scots. Excellent knock in the previous game, and they will be hoping for plenty more from Big George Munsey.
Oh, absolutely. He's the man like Mohammad Wasim for UAE at the top of the order. So it'll be important to see how he goes about business. George Munsey, 64 matches, a lot of experience under his belt. 1,751 runs. Look at that average, a shade over 30. 250s, beg your pardon, 10 50s and 200s. And look at that strike rate, 143. That's outstanding. Highest score of 132. He would want to make sure that he gets to those triple figures today and give a good start and level the series for Scotland.
Oh, absolutely. Just some of that ring rust they would have had. We saw Ollie Hayes struggled, got an absolute brute from Junaid Siddiqui in the previous game. But look at that career strike rate, 190. He is a serious go-getter. And if he can get going tonight, only 150 and 100 in 22 matches. That's a bit below par, but that strike rate certainly suggests that he will be looking to go after the UAE bowlers in the power play. And what to say about this man? Absolutely outstanding.
Oh yeah, he was fabulous in that first game against Scotland, and I think he's the one who set the tone for that UAE win. Those early wickets, that's what you need when you win the toss and you back your captain with that decision, and that's exactly what Junaid Siddiqui did. Remember, he's missing out on his partner. Zahoor Khan normally gives him that cushion, but when it was the responsibility was laid on his shoulders, he took it really nicely and made sure that he performed with the ball early on.
So all in readiness, Ollie Hayes and George Munsey once again to open the innings for Scotland. Taking a look at the field, mid-off and mid-on up in the circle as you would expect. There is a mid-wicket a few yards in, fine leg in the circle. There is a squarish deep point in position and a fly slip in place. You could call it you could see that third a lot wider, perhaps just to cut that boundary as well. So first ball of the match, Junaid Siddiqui bowling to George Munsey. And nicely worked away by George to get off the mark very efficiently. No worries at all.
That was a good delivery from Junaid, on the money, right on the middle stump, and very easily clipped towards the onside by Munsey. Gets off the mark, so does Scotland. Oliver Hayes, he didn't have a good start in the previous game, so would want to better that today. Get that first run off, and I think once he does that, he'll just probably take away that nervousness. That's a good delivery once again on the stumps and played to that mid-wicket fielder Ahmed was talking about. That's a very important position.
Yeah, this one was the in-swinger in the previous game. He went across him, just left him off the surface. So good game awareness there from Ollie Hayes as well. Aryan Lakra, he'll certainly like the look of this dryish wicket. Former UAE under-19 skipper and very handy left-arm spinner in his own right.
Oh, absolutely. I think they will be into business quite early, because if this, as we were talking about, how this wicket looks a little more drier, so the spinners will come into effect. Meanwhile, Junaid Siddiqui, can he give the breakthrough they're looking for? Oh, he's bowled him. What a start. That is an absolutely wonderful start from Junaid Siddiqui. It is as if it's an action replay from the previous game. Just this delivery coming into the left-hander. And here's, well, his troubles continue.
Well, he is going to be having nightmares that feature Junaid Siddiqui. What a ripper. This time it was the in-swinger once again. Fuller, quicker, and Ollie Hayes just playing from the crease. And that Midland off stump has been rocked once again, and the Scottish top order has been rocked once again by Junaid Siddiqui as well. No issues with the front foot. Scotland are one down. So his wretched form in this tour continues. It's another golden duck for Ollie Hayes. But what an absolute seed from Junaid Siddiqui. That is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that was a wonderful delivery. He was probably expecting, he was on that back foot all the time. His feet weren't moving. He was just waiting for that ball to just move away from him. But what a delivery from Junaid Siddiqui, and UAE, well, off to a perfect start once again, 1 for 1. What a start this one for UAE. Junaid Siddiqui, a lot was expected for him, and boy is he performing. Brendan McMillan, 8 games for him, 213 runs, a couple of 50s under his belt. Another very talented player for Scotland. Big responsibility on his shoulders today. That's another good delivery, Fuller, and I think Junaid has realised the ball is doing something. He's going to pitch it up to the batters.
Beautifully bowled once again, and yes, Brandon McMullen you mentioned. Young, exciting all-rounder. But Ollie Hares, well, that was an absolute ripper. That would go through the defense of any left-hander. An absolute beauty from this man, Junaid Siddiqui.
Once again, playing the wrong line. I think he didn't read the swing. Previous delivery before that one, he read it really nicely. The ball coming into him. But on that occasion, Junaid Siddiqui got the better of him, and UAE are off to a flyer here. Brilliant start. Oh, that's a wonderful delivery once again. Just beating the outside edge on that occasion. What a wonderful start this is for UAE, and Junaid Siddiqui, well, he's on top of his game.
Oh, absolutely. His tail is up, and you can see he's bowling with a wonderful rhythm. And that is the perfect line and length to the right-hander. Just left him off the deck, and, well, Brandon McMullen, you're lucky not to nick that one off to Tanish Suri.
So would you want to slip in there now with the ball doing as much? I would probably want to see a slip. Bring that fielder inside the circle, the point fielder behind square on the offside. Put a little more pressure on the new batter. Last delivery. Another good delivery. Equally well played by McMillan, and what a start this is. Excellent over from Junaid Siddiqui. The perfect start for UAE. 1 for 1 after the first over. Well, it's going to be Hazrat Luqman to share the new ball. He'll be coming in from the far end, the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed road end. Another perfect start over here for UAE, and a cushion for Hazrat Luqman to start well.
Yeah, another tall, strapping fast bowler will swing the ball as a more diagonal arm release than Junaid. So let's see if he can get that ball to hoop as well.
Starts off with the wide outside off stumps. First extras here for Scotland. UAE cannot afford to give too many easy runs here. They've started well. Just need to make sure that they keep continuing with that.
Absolutely. They have the wood over the Scottish top order so far. And there you can see just straying outside the tram lines. Looking to get George Munsey to drive through the offside. And I think that's the right approach. But once again, like you mentioned in the previous over, Rashid, perhaps Wasim can afford to attack a bit more with the new ball.
Well, that's a better delivery, but equally well played. Clips it towards the onside. Rahul Chopra does the cleanup. There will be another single here, but I think UAE need to make sure, like you mentioned, they need to put a little more pressure on somebody like McMillan, because they can't allow the batters to settle down. That's what UAE did so well in that first game. They didn't let any partnership flourish, and that's why they weren't chasing a big total at the end.
And they have a very new look sort of batting order as well. You have 2 under-19 lads in there alongside Matt Leask. You have, of course, Jack Jarvis and Charlie Tear. So you want to expose them as soon as possible, and early wickets will be the key.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Back of length. As Luqman has tried some of his weight. Oh, it's an overthrow there. Got it directed on the stumps. Wasn't required, but they'll cross through for a single.
Well, Rashid, you know it's a big pet peeve of mine, those ricochets of the direct hits. I won't go off on a rant as I usually do, but you know how I feel about those. I feel that this shot should not be penalizing the fielding side, but well, that's a rant for another day. Let's leave it for now.
But he shouldn't have gone for that throw. Good delivery. So I think they've come out with a plan, UAE, against George Munzi especially. They're not going to give him any width whatsoever because he was relying on a lot of fuller length deliveries in the previous game. He's got that whip that he plays so well through mid-wicket.
Yeah, you have Aayan Khan in that mid-wicket position, but he's just a few yards off the 30-yard ring. Perhaps could come into a catching position at that short mid-wicket area, right near the practice wickets, and then he could be in business.
Fuller length delivery and displayed straight to mid-off. No chance of a run, but that's what George Munzi will be waiting for, those kind of deliveries. Fuller length, and he'll open his arms.
And of course, the captain coming off a fabulous half-century in the previous game. He always does seem to hold the key for the UAE's fortunes. Such a key player in that top order, especially in his favorite format of T20s. Let's see if he can get going tonight as well.
Comes down the track but plays it straight to the fielder. I think it's Aayan Khan, who's done really well. Put in a dive to save runs.
Excellent fielding there from the teenager. And he'll certainly have a major role to play with the ball in hand. Bowled a really economical spell in the previous game. Built up those dots and was eventually rewarded with a couple of scalps.
Oh, too wide once again. It'll be another extra delivery and an extra run for Scotland. They won't mind those, but Hazar Lukman, he needs to control his line. He can't allow that width. I think it's probably because he's got that fielder, a backward point, that on the boundary rope. That is just forcing him to bowl outside that off stump.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that protection in the deep. I think that's a better field set for more of our UAE bowlers. You can see trying to go across Munzi there, but over-correcting, and decent take by young Danish Suri as well. One of the more technically sound wicket-keeper batters we have in the UAE.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Surprised Munzi on that occasion. I think just did a little bit too much on that occasion. Well, they take a single and end the over. End of over number 2. 1 wicket down for Scotland, 6 on the board. Junaid Siddiqui to continue. Why not? He's picked up a brilliant wicket in the first over. Gave UAE the perfect start they were looking for. Munzi still out there. 3 of 6 for him. Oh, he's picked that up really nicely. Wasn't all that short. Wasn't a bad delivery, but that's a super shot from Munzi. That's the kind of form he is in. Gets the first boundary for himself and Scotland.
Yeah, read the length early there from Junaid. Was slightly back of a length and took the chance with the mid-on in the circle. That's a man in prime form. Look at that. Just heaved over that wideish mid-on region. Excellently executed for the first boundary for Scotland.
That's a very good shot considering that there was no feet movement from Munzi. Didn't require it at the end. And does look like a good wicket to bat on, as Neil Oja was suggesting in his pitch report. But I think UAE won't mind those kind of shots from Munzi. If they can get his wicket early, it'll put a lot of pressure on Scotland. On the pads, I think Munzi would be disappointed. He's missed out on another boundary opportunity. Not a good delivery from Junaid. 2 straight.
Yeah, fine leg was up. Was looking for that whip off the hip. Did it really well in the first T20. Not quite connecting here. And Brandon McMillan, well, high expectations from him. Exciting all-rounder. We saw him in the World Cup qualifiers. Had a major impact throughout that tournament for the Scots. Not quite come to the fore in this series. And let's see if he can get going tonight.
Yeah, looks a little edgy in this 20 over format. As you mentioned, they played the last time. It was probably last summer. Comes down the track, it's in the air and straight to the fielder. Basil Hamid doesn't make a mistake. The second wicket goes down for Scotland. The trouble continues for them. This is the last thing they would have wanted. McMillan back in the hut.
Yeah, not to the pitch of the ball, looking to drive on the up. And Basil Hamid, one of the safest fielders in the UAE, he was not going to shell that one. Junaid Siddiqui has been on an absolute tear in this T20 series. And another failure for McMillan. 1 of 5. And Scotland once again on the back foot, 11 for 2 in the third over.
New man in. It's going to be Charlie Tair for Scotland, coming at number 4. Big responsibility on his shoulders.
Yeah, has a pretty decent ODI career, made a 50 on his List A debut for the Scots, his ODI debut rather. Another under 19 product. We have quite a few under 19 lads in this Scottish side.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Just testing him outside off stump. This is a brilliant start for Junaid and UAE, the kind of start UAE wanted. Let's have a look at that wicket once again. Like you mentioned, wasn't there to be going for the drive. Played it on the up, and Basil Hamid, well, easy take at the end for him. And UAE pick up their second wicket now. Scotland are clearly on the back foot, but UAE would want that wicket of George Munsey.
He certainly holds the key once again for the Scots. And Junaid Siddiqui, 6 wickets in just about 5.4 overs in this series. He is in some tremendous touch indeed. He's the leader of the attack that the UAE were expecting him to be.
Oh, absolutely, and good move here from Wasim, bringing in a slip against the new batter. Tair leaves that one alone. And I think this is good captaincy from Wasim, putting pressure on the new man.
Absolutely, that is the key. You've already gotten into the heart of the middle order. Charlie Tair making his T20I debut. So he will certainly have some butterflies in the stomach, so to speak. Just trying to work the ball square. It's not that kind of pitch at all, Rashid.
No, I think you're right. I think he just needs to make sure that he gets off the mark. That is something that batters really want to do early on in their innings and get that nervousness out of the way. But at the moment, it's a dominating performance from Junaid Siddiqui. And Charlie Tair is off the mark, guides that towards deep third. He'll pick up a single and keep strike for the next over. Another brilliant over coming to an end from Junaid Siddiqui. He's picked up another wicket in that one. 3 overs done. UAE 12 for the loss of 2. Hazal Luqman to continue. Bowling his second over, gave away 5 runs. Hasn't been amongst the wickets. Still waiting for his first T20 international wicket, Hazal Luqman. But perfect opportunity for him. He's got Tair at the other end, who's also making his debut. Fuller length delivery. Played very soft hands on that occasion by Charlie Tair and feed strike to George Munsey. I think that's what he needs to do. Give as much strike as possible to Munsey.
Yeah, and good call from Munsey as well to bring the youngster across. No Mark Watt in the side today, and of course Richie Berrington is missing as well. So this Scotland side has a very youthful look to it, and let's see if they can produce the goods. Certainly is an excellent start from the UAE seamers, and even Hazal Luqman, who has not been right on the money, has still been quite economical
Oh yeah, those 2 wickets from the other end, that has pushed Scotland on the back foot. They haven't taken those chances that they would have liked. Was played really well. That's a boundary. That's a fabulous shot. Pierced that gap perfectly between mid-off and extra cover. Munzi is not stopping.
Yeah, half volley from Lukman, right under the lid. And Munzi with that powerful bottom hand, forcing the ball through. And this outfield, well, you have absolutely no chance. Just examining the willow, but it looks in fine order to me.
Well, it's giving him the results he's looking for. And Hazal Lukman, he'll be under the pump now. He'll feel that he needs to do something extraordinary, but he doesn't, just need the basics right. Short pitch delivery. That's a good looking shot once again from Munzi. They'll only pick up a single though, but I think the intentions are quite clear from Munzi.
Yeah, interestingly, they've left that gap at mid-wicket open in this over to Lukman. And Munzi gleefully accepting the single on offer. So just building up a head of steam once again, 13 off 10. And Charlie Tier, let's see what he can produce tonight. Looks a technically sound player, organized, and well, high expectations from him for sure.
That's a good looking shot. Misfield that covers. Well, can you believe it's Alishan Sharfu, one of the safest fielders in the UAE side, allowing them to pick up a couple of runs. This has been a good productive over here for Scotland.
Yeah, really threading the needle there. Ran with the shot. So he had the confidence that he's going to pick the gap there. Alishan, well, good to see him back in the fray for the UAE. He's been piling on the runs in the T20I and now getting that national recall as well.
Oh, inside edge. That's taken the bottom half of the bat and that's run down towards the fine leg boundary. That's a lucky shot for Tair, but he wouldn't mind those. Scotland getting the runs in this over.
Yeah, you need to be lucky to survive the new ball at times. Genuine inside edge. Looking to pull off the front foot, not too sure about that. But Tanish, yeah, just skipped past him. No chance. Streaky boundary.
They couldn't have done anything there. Tanish Suri. Very lucky boundary for Tair that could have easily ricocheted onto the stumps. One more delivery to go. This is a perfect over for Scotland. Oh, good delivery to end the over. That is where Lukman needs to be. 12 runs coming off that fourth over. Scotland 24 for the loss of 2.
Change. What's it? Order change. Coming right now. Coming over.
Change the bowling. Junaid has been taken off after bowling 2 superb overs. And to replace him, it's going to be Akifullah Raja coming in from Pavilion end, also the Sports City end.
Yeah, interesting move here from Wasim. I perhaps would have been tempted to give Junaid a third on the trot. He was picking up wickets for fun.
Up against George Munzi. Pulls that really nicely in the gap. They will come back with a second. No, go against that. Good fielding effort. And a very interesting field set by Wasim for Akifullah Raja. He's got 2 fielders on the boundary rope and the onside.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a deep mid-wicket and a deep square. And well done to Aayan Lakra there. Left-hander naturally. Had to get his body across and release that ball quickly on this big square outfield, and he did a really good job to attack the ball and keep them to 1.
Yeah, Munzi made sure that he played it along the carpet. That was field set for Munzi. Now there's a change. Akif to Tair, outside edge. That's running away towards the boundary. Nobody at deep third. That'll be another streaky boundary for Tair. He's got 2 of them now.
Well, Rashid, we've been insisting right from the first over. Why is that slip cordon vacant? Genuine outside edge. Perfect delivery on a length from Akifullah Raja. And Charlie Tier, yet another fortunate 4 runs to his name.
Well, very unlucky for Akifullah. Could have had his first wicket in the game, but not to be. And with the way Charlie Tier is playing, he's always on the move. It doesn't have his balance, right? I think he'll always be a suspect for that first, for that edge, which is why I would want to see a first or a second slip in place. That's a better delivery on the stumps. Good delivery from Akifullah Raja.
Yeah, Akifullah, he's a streaky kind of bowler. If he gets a wicket early in his spell, he can really run through a side. But is it a bit emotional as a bowler? Wears his heart on his sleeve. And sometimes that frustration can boil over. He can lose his line in length. But so far, just getting that outside edge will keep him interested, will keep his spirits up. And let's see if he can provide another breakthrough for the UAE.
Well, another wicket here, and Scotland will definitely be on the back foot. Well, that's a good shot. That's a very good shot. I don't think there's anybody stopping that. That's crest through the point region. Another boundary. This one, he was in full control of.
Wonderful balance from young Charlie Tear. Just slicing it behind point. Look at that. And Mohammad Zuhaib at deep third. Absolutely no chance. Wonderful execution of the square drive from Charlie Tear.
That's a brilliant shot, and the ball coming onto the bat really nicely. Now I think Scotland would probably want to reassess and see how many runs they can get in the 20 overs. They'd certainly want to get over 160. That's up in the air. Chance and straight into the hands of Wasim. Akifullah Raja with the wickets as well. He's picked up a big wicket here, was looking good. Wasim doesn't make a mistake. Another one falls for Scotland.
Well, there you go, getting him up on the drive. Not quite to the pitch of the ball. No worries with that popping crease. And Akifullah Raja tempting Charlie Tear. Go for the drive. I'm up for the challenge. And Mohammad Wasim did not have to move an inch. Safe as houses. And a promising innings from young Charlie Tear comes to an end. 16 off 11. And Scotland once again in a spot of bother here. 33 for 3.
Middle. So 2 please. It's coming 2. 1 to go.
So one more ball to go in this over. And a single on the last ball. A successful over for UAE yet again, as Scotland are off to a false start. 5 overs bowled, they are 33 for 3. So it's going to be Hazrat Luqman who will continue his third over. Has been a bit expensive, has been wicketless, but the captain showing faith in his bowling and has been given another over. Mudassir, good start for UAE.
Oh, absolutely, and the story remains the same as we have seen the first T20 international between these two sides a couple of days ago. Luqman continuing to bowl the 6th over. A fumble from Rahul Chopra. Quite interesting, in the last 12 months, Shoaib, Scotland never won the toss. 8 toss they have lost in a row, and all the time they batted first.
Well, interesting stat there. I'm sure they'll want to change that. They've lost tosses, but they've won games in the last 12 months. They've won 6 out of the 7 matches that they've played before this. So the toss hasn't really affected the result for Scotland, barring that previous game. Short ball on the pad. That's a poor delivery, and it's been played well in the gap, and Muncie will get 4 runs.
A poor delivery and a poor fielding from Akif Raja resulted in that 4 runs. Played with one hand, always in control whenever he plays toward that leg side. So he continues to leak the runs, especially the second and third over has been very expensive from Luqman. 3 wickets down, but the good news for Scotland, the man in form, George Munsey, is still out there in the middle.
That's much better on the stumps and no room on offer. They're looking for the second, will get them. So good running between the wickets, and runs continue to flow in Hazrat Luqman's over. A boundary and then those 2 quick runs taken. Let's look at that wickets again. This is the quick run that was taken. The 2 runs that were taken were really good, very quick, very agile, and every run counts from here on. Oh, that's in the slot, and Muncie has gone big. He's gone the distance as well. So 6 more for Scotland, and as Muncie is really looking good out there.
They struggled against Junaid Siddiqui, but they're enjoying their outing against these 2 fast bowlers, especially against Luqman. A bit fuller, and there you go. Nicely struck. And a maximum targeting young fast bowler. In fact, new entry in this side, Luqman, not having that much experience, though he has played for ILT's franchisee team season 1, but going for plenty of runs. So looking good, though they have lost 3 wickets. But the good news is they're going above that 8 runs per over.
Yes, and for Scotland, it is Muncie again who's been the knight in shining armour and is looking dangerous. Oh, that's a better delivery. They're appealing for it. Oh, and it's given. He took some time, and Asif Iqbal has raised the finger. What a comeback for Luqman. Redemption, as he's taken the big victim, and Muncie, well, he cannot believe himself, but he'll have to walk back.
For the first time, I'm seeing a fast bowler celebrating in a completely different way. Bit animated here, checking for that line, no ball, everything is fine for Luqman. Wanted to cut. Ball just keeping a bit low. He took his own time, Asif. The finger goes up. The first wicket at international level in T20 games for Hazrat Luqman. Bit wayward, bit expensive, but he has got that big wicket of George Munsey. 26 of 15 balls with the help of 3 fours and 1 maximum. Scotland in a bit of bother here, losing their 4th wicket, 47 on board.
Right, so it's going to be Jack Jarvis playing his 2nd game, and what a situation to come out to bat in difficult times for Scotland. As Hazrat Luqman has bowled this one way outside off, will be called as a legal delivery. And after 6 overs of power play, Scotland have lost 4 wickets. It's 47 for 4. Right, so let's have a quick look at the 6 overs that have been played so far in this game. Junaid Siddiqui again getting that wicket in the very first over, giving them the early breakthrough. Then this one, as Basil took that catch at mid-on. George Munsey then just took on the bowlers. A few nicely guided shots from Tear, but he too was sent back to the dugout. This was the 3rd wicket to fall. Munsey was looking good as usual. Got runs galore in the first 6 overs and took Luqman apart until this happened. The all-important wicket. George Muncy. And yes, celebration time for Lukman. First international wicket for Hazrat Lukman in the 6th over. The power play overs have come to an end as the signal from Akbar Ali is evident for all, and it's going to be the spin sensation, Aayan Khan. That was in the air for some time and very close to the mid-wicket fielder. A run taken.
For the first time, the spinner has been introduced by Captain Wasim. In control, in command is UAE team. Aayan Khan, 26 matches, 21 wickets to his name. And look at that economy of just 6 runs per over. Best of 3, going for 19 runs. The left arm orthodox, the wonder boy of UAE. Some turn. Very watchful now. They are under pressure here. The captain cross. And the new face in Scotland, Jarvis on strike, yet to open his account.
That was another good delivery from Aayan. Just a bit of turn. And there's an edge and no slip again. A little defensive in his approach. Wasim, no slip in place for Aayan Khan. And that ball has trickled away towards the deep third. They will get a few runs. I think 2, yes, 2 on for Scotland.
And this is what happened. No slip in position and a lucky runs. Couple of runs has been taken. Mohammad Wasim is waiting for the batters to make a mistake. 4 wickets down. You need to be proactive, making your decisions in right field. Set up 50 with those couple of runs for Scotland. But the big news, 4 wickets down for them.
Aayan will have a big role to play in this game as well. Bowls in the middle overs. Just a field change. They've got some more protection on the offside, but still no slip in place. Now, we saw those 2 balls turning and turning well and beating the edge on one occasion and getting the edge on the other. Now Wasim making the right changes, making sure that he has the right fielder in the right place. So now he's sending Raja Akifullah all the way towards backward square leg and cementing the offside, a slip in place as Aryan Lakra will take the slip position. Wasim back at covers. So here we go.
The back foot, easy single and taking his own time to set up that field, Mohammad Wasim. You need to attack Shoaib when 4 wickets are down and you're 1 up in the series. They are on the back foot, Scotland. As a captain of UAE, you need to attack, especially keeping in mind 2 new batters out there in the middle. Both are short of runs for Scotland.
On the back foot again. Yes, now this is more reactive than being proactive out there in the middle. Wasim, we saw a couple of edges in with the fast bowling as well of Raja Akifullah. He got an edge. Should have at least, for the first few deliveries, should have a slip in place. Again, some turn, an appeal from Tanish Suri. And the umpire, Asif Iqbal, will go upstairs to have a look. Shiju Sam, the third umpire or the television umpire, has been asked for some assistance.
Quite interestingly, it's not easy for the batters who are committing on the front foot. Ball just stopping and coming on to the bat, this time going it away from the right-hander. Illegal delivery. Lightning quick behind the stumps. I think he's home. So, but still we need to wait for the confirmation from the TV umpire.
Yeah, the foot did drag out of the popping crease for a moment. There you go. It was in the air as well. But when the bails were disturbed, I think his foot was inside. So this will give us a better angle, a better view. Yeah, seems okay, but we'll just wait for the umpire's confirmation as well, what he thinks of that appeal. Asif Iqbal waiting for further instructions. Not out, says Asif Iqbal. So there you go, 7 overs bowled. Good one from Aayan Khan. It's 51 for 4. Raja Akifullah comes into bowl. This one's been played in the air. and will be 4 runs. That's excellent timing and placement from Jarvis. Knew exactly where the fielders were and has placed that ball over mid-off for 4 important runs.
Ordinary stuff. A poor piece of bowling here. Back of length, no pace, easy picking, making room and goes over the mid-off fielder. A much needed boundary, always in control. So Jarvis moves to 7, Scotland moves to 55 with that boundary.
Chipped in the air again, very close to Mohammad Wasim. They are looking for 2 big boundaries these, and a lot of gaps on offer. By the time Rahul Chopra could collect that, they've taken 2 more. What Scotland now require is a very solid partnership between these 2. There you go again, just chipped in the air, but no chance for the captain Mohammad Wasim. Muncy is out. Mudassir, someone will have to stand up and rise to the occasion for Scotland.
Indeed, and these 2 need to do that repair work for Scotland, keeping in mind Jarvis playing his second T20 international game, a big platform. Can he be that rescue ranger for Scotland? So far 90 games have been played at this venue. Team batting first 143 times and 47 times. Team batting second, they went on to win the game, so it clearly shows the upper hand is with UAE. But anything around 150, 155, I think it's a good total, something you can give for your bowlers to defend.
It's a good toss to win for UAE. They've won the toss twice in a row in this series, and what we've noticed is that it does get easy to bat in the second innings. The ball does come on to the bat nicely, although having said that, chasing under lights at the ring of fire has not been very easy. 165, 170 is a very good score. So it's going to be a tough task for UAE if they have to chase anything above 150. That's a very good timed shot in the gap. Rahul Chopra is not going to get there, and just sheer timing, an absolute class from Jarvis. Not trying to hit it too hard, placing it in the gap and getting 4 runs.
So going for runs yet again, back of length, making room and goes towards that offside region. Quick lightning outfield, no stopping this time. A valiant effort coming from Rahul Chopra. Looking good is Jarvis. 12 runs in 5 balls. He's targeting Akif. The good news, they are going at around 8 runs per over, though they have lost 4 wickets. A good partnership worth of 16 between these 2 batters.
This is sensible batting from Jarvis. Just playing his second game, but showing a lot of maturity out there in the middle. He knows that his team needs his contribution with the bat, and looks like he is middling every ball. So that's good news for Scotland. 8 overs bowled, a good successful over for Scotland as they reach 64 for the loss of 4 wickets.
So Aayan Khan will continue. 8 over 64 for the loss of 4. Is slip in position. He has been very economical throughout his career. Early days for Aayan, just 17 years old, but he has got that maturity when it comes to the shorter format. Ball turning a bit, keeping a bit low, nowhere near the ball. Good piece of bowling.
That's a very good ball. Again, some turn on offer, as Ahmed Khwaja rightly pointed out. Looks a lot drier, this wicket, compared to the previous one, as rightly pointed out by Ahmed in the previous stint that he was here on air. But yes, the spinners will actually have a role to play, and important to see how Zuhaib Zubair bowls on this wicket. I'm looking forward to his bowling. The leg spinner has to bowl at the right speed. I think he was bowling too quick in the previous game.
And this is the right stage if you can get in Zoeb Zubair, two right-handers out there in the middle. Swept hard but straight towards the fielder. So Wasim using three fast bowlers, now a spinner. Do you think it's the right time to introduce Zoeb? Because 4 wickets down, and it's an ideal situation, I think, for someone like Zoeb to come and bowl a couple of overs.
Yes, it is important that they get the right bowlers at the right time. And Wasim has managed that pretty well. And I think it's going to be Zohaib Zubair from the other end, as Akif was expensive in the previous over. Just 2 runs in this one so far, and will be 2 runs in this over at the end of it. 9 overs bowled. Scotland 66 for 4. Well, 9 overs, 66 for 4. A lot of dot balls in the 9 overs, 19 of them, but 2 fours as well. So 8 fours and a 6. It has been a mixed bag, but they'll just want to make sure that they keep rotating the strike, Mudassir.
Oh, absolutely, and we were talking about the leggy. Here comes Zoeb Zubair. The problem for UAE has been they have got that 4 wickets, but they leak those boundaries. 8 fours and a maximum in 9 overs. Trusting the young leggy, Captain Mohammad Wasim, giving the 10th over. He bowled quite well, but gone for some runs in his 3rd over in the first T20 international he played here. Wicketless, and he'll be eyeing to get his first international wicket in this game.
Some turn straight away, but a little too wide from Zuhaib, and that allows Cross to just place it in the gap for a single. Rahul Chopra, the man, again, he too has a point to prove. A lot of these players, Mudassir, we know, have come through the ranks of domestic cricket, have really performed well. Zohaib Zubair, Rahul Chopra, all playing their first few games, international games. Nicely bowled again. This is a lot better on the stumps. That's where he should be attacking more.
I think he's a bit quicker in the end. That is the problem. He went for some runs in the first game. Ball just stopping and coming on the blade. If you can give some air, some loop, and bowl those googlies, it should be a surprise delivery from Zohaib Zubair.
Nicely bowled again. I think this is much better. A good start from Zohaib. And that is why we feel that he is one bowler who can make a big difference and a huge impact in every game that he plays for UAE. Just needs a little bit of guidance, and I think he'll just improve leaps and bounds. One exciting prospect for UAE.
On top of that, not only he's a good leggy, but also a terrific fielder. He makes sure to put that extra dive, extra effort in the field, saving those singles, doubles. So you need that kind of energy in the field, and a right move, I would say, from selectors getting this youngster into the side.
A little short, making room for himself, Jarvis, and playing that towards covers. Rahul Chopra, who's also a wicket keeper by trait, but has been asked to man the boundaries, will cut that off. So decent over so far from Zohaib.
Just a couple of runs. Can he finish this over without giving a boundary here? Cross has been kept quiet by the bowlers of UAE. So the final ball of the 10th over.
Oh.
Thick outside edge, no slip in position, easy runs Shoaib.
Yeah, runs and important runs for Scotland. Lucky for Cross, not so lucky for Zohaib, as the 10th over comes to an end with 4. It's 72 for 4.
So this is how the bowling card looks like. Junaid picking up 2 wickets right up at the top. After winning the toss, the captain elected to bowl. And Junaid effective immediately. Lukman also picking a wicket. Akif picking a wicket. Lukman, like yesterday, has been expensive. He gave away 30 runs yesterday. Again today, in 3 overs, he's given away 30. Aayan will be the boy to keep an eye on. 2 overs, 6 runs. Mighty impressive. And as far as the Scots are concerned, they might have got the runs, but 4 wickets down, always a problematic situation, Rashid.
Oh, absolutely. I think you can't afford to have 4 wickets down. But these two are very able batters across the captain for today. And Jarvis playing at run ball 17. Both of them at run ball scores. So they've got the strike rate up. Just about converting in these last 10 overs. And to UAE's credit, well, they bowled well. Just 2 extras in the first 10 overs. That's a very disciplined bowling attack from UAE.
Well, yes, 72 for 4 as Aayan Khan has been brought back into the attack. 2 overs, 6 runs. Tanish Suri excited, appeals and then nods his head. He knows that he is shouting for excitement.
Oh yeah, that was clearly going down leg. The arm ball from Aayan Khan. And that's why they've got a slip in place to keep that doubt in the batter's mind.
Inside edge. He's getting the ball to move. And also putting that little doubt in the mind of Jarvis on where the ball is going to turn in.
Look at that once again. Good flight on that. Good pace as well from Aayan. Brilliant delivery once again.
He's one player to look out for, not just for this series or this year. In fact, for years to come. An absolute gem of a cricketer with the bat, with the ball. Pulling the length slightly back, keeping Lukman Hazrat busy.
Well, something's got to give here. 4 dot balls right after the drinks break. That's not very good from Jarvis. He was looking good for his 17 runs previously, but in this over, he's clearly struggled against Aayan Khan. So the UAE needs to be on their toes.
17 of 20. 4 dots. In the air for a bit, slightly away from Aayan. You're right when you said that something will give in. Jarvis so desperately wanted to get off strike, and that was a desperate attempt. Lucky for him, the ball staying away from Aayan.
Yeah, that was anything could have happened on that occasion, and because it's a dry wicket, the ball is really not coming on to the bat for the spinners.
Ball got stuck on the flap. Comedy of errors there. 11 overs gone, 73 for 4.
Shabaz Zeba. 4-5 more dots here, 4-5 more dots here, boys.
Zoeb slightly quicker through the air as compared to some of the other leggies that you will see. Leggies generally love giving air, and that is where the batters get that extra time to get confused, and that's what you need to do as a leggy.
Oh, he's a different bowler altogether. Very suitable for the shorter format of the game, I think, because of his quick deliveries. That's a loopy delivery, but it was still very quick from him. So I think you're right. He does bowl a little quicker than the rest of the bowlers, but that is the reason why he doesn't get too much spin on his deliveries as well.
You're right. Drifting down. Good call by the umpire.
Good sub, boy.
Cross on 10 of 12. This time tossed up. And yet quick. Couple of runs will be added.
Yeah, needs to get his length right. I think that's what he's struggling with. Like most of the leggies, we see that they need a little bit of time to get settled down, get their rhythm in. Once they get into rhythm, they are wicket takers, and that is what UAE have brought in. That is why they have brought in somebody like Mohammad Zuhaib to in these middle overs to not let the batters settle down, like Aayan is doing from the other end, putting a lot of pressure on the batters.
Trying to unsettle him. Junaid trying to put his body literally behind the ball.
Well, he's done well. He's certainly saved some runs. No matter how he's done that, but he's done that really nicely. Look at that, putting his body behind the line. Got him stuck in the abdomen, I think.
A few smiles, few chuckles. As long as he doesn't have a sting on his body, it's all fine. Pulling the length back this time.
Lovely Baza.
You can expect all of these stunts from Basil Hamid for sure.
Yeah, a very good fielder, which is why he's at that backward point area. Very important position for the leg especially, because a lot of deliveries go towards that area. So good captaincy here from Wasim, putting one of his best fielders on that in that area.
For that fielder to come into play, he needs to bowl slightly outside the off. He started all of them onto the body. 12 overs gone, 77 for 4.
Shabazi bhai. Thank you. बहुत बढ़िया. Shabaza bhai, Shabaz bhai, Shaboy. विकी भाई. हो जाओ उस वाले पे. Yep. सही है, okay, Shaboy.
Basil Hamid playing his 50th T20 international. Right arm off break coming in around the wicket. It's a funny thing to see a right arm off break bowler coming around the wicket to a right-handed batter. To create any chance of an LBW, you need to angle the ball onto the off and middle, because more often than not the umpires will have that mindset that, oh, the ball is pitching outside leg, let's not give any LBWs.
And also he'll have to be a big turner of the ball, which Basil Hamid isn't. So that LBW is clearly out of the way. But I think he's always bowled around the wicket, and he's done well doing that. He's been very economical in his short spells that he's bowled, which is why I think he's been brought in to just cover a few overs here.
Back of the length this time. You're right, not a big turner of the cricket ball, but then, like they always say, it's the illusion of the turn that gets you the wickets. And Basil has been amongst wickets, 20 international wickets to him. Especially as someone who is not your regular bowler. These numbers are good.
Yeah, brings in the balance for the team, doesn't he? Cross on that occasion has gone across the line and played one behind square to pick up a single. Very risky run. UAE won't mind that, and so would Basil Hamid. He would want him to play across the line as much as possible.
A quicker one onto the pads after you've played a couple of cross-batted shots. 16 balls since the last boundary. Aerial and gone! Aayan Lakra does a very good job in handling that quick moving ball onto the body. One little fumble, but Jarvis was frustrated against the spinners. Finally goes walking down the line, wanting to play that aerial shot, and overcommits himself to give that wicket to Basil Hamid.
Oh, that's a big wicket. This was looking like a partnership that was flourishing for Scotland. But Basil Hamid, as soon as he's been brought in, he's picked up a wicket. Good catch there by Aayan Lakra on the second attempt, but they wouldn't mind those. Jack Jarvis was livid with himself for playing that shot. 20 of 28 deliveries, a couple of boundaries in that innings. 5th wicket down for Scotland, 80 on the board.
Michael Leask, just under 600 runs to his credit in his 56th game. He'll need to stick around all the way till the end. Give company to his partner, Matthew Cross, and the captain for the day.
A lot of experience for Leask. That is required here for Scotland today.
Good, quicker one, going away from Leask. A tiny little wake-up call. 80 for 5 after 13.
Shabba. जी भाई शाह जल्दी
That first ball there from Michael Leask.
वसीम भाई हो गया
Start of a fresh over.
यार
Wasim doing a fabulous job at the boundary. A couple of runs.
That's a great effort from the captain, putting in that big dive. Not a good delivery to start with from Zoeb. He's into his third over, so needs to get his line right. Although he hasn't leaked too many runs, but there has been that odd shot delivery that has been very lucky that hasn't gone towards the boundary. And full credit should be given to the fielders of UAE, who've done really well today.
You're absolutely right. The field placement has been great. The efforts in the outfield is great. But also the odd ball is staying low. Oh, good turn there. Zohaib, this is that length. This is that length where you're inviting the batter to come and play across the line and getting the turn as well. You're talking about he's trying to find that length. Zohaib now probably has to make a mental note. This is where I bowl.
Yeah, keep it outside off stump. Let Cross go across the line. And in doing so, he can probably fetch another wicket here for UAE, because Cross is the man they'll be looking for at the moment. That's a good delivery, turning it away from the right-hander. That'll be very enticing for the Scotland spinners. Hamza Tahir coming into the side today in place of Mark Wood. So that'll be interesting, getting the ball to turn for against the right-handers.
Well, yeah, the surface also is dry, which means the ball will hold up a bit. But then again in the second innings, once the dew settles in, all the spinners would be looking for towels.
Well, that is a problem, but we didn't see much dew last night. I was covering one of the games, and I think if it is a little windy and if it favors Scotland, the dew doesn't come in, it'll be interesting to see what kind of a run chase this turns out to be. But before that, Scotland need to get to a decent total, anything over 140.
Well, yeah, coming on the back of a good win, UAE would fancy their chance to shun this series right here in this game. Wouldn't want to go to the third game making it a decider. Always good to win two on the back. Tossed up.
What a shot that one. Tossed up delivery, not a good delivery from Zoeb. And that's been smacked to the covers. I was just onto it because it was such an amazing shot from Leask.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You know that shot was glorious. But a poor delivery from him. You've bowled the lengths where the ball is turning away from the right-handed batter. Why wouldn't you want to contain that length, keep at it, and maybe get one to come in from the same length?
Yeah, too full. I think that's what he needs to do. Pull his length back.
Much better, much better. Bringing that slight element of doubt in the mind of the batter. Went aerial. Lucky for him, no damage. And the end of the over. 88 for 5 after 14.
Yes, Bazzy. Let's go, Bazza.
Basil Hamid will continue. Back of the length, shout off, catch it, and will be taken. Rahul Chopra makes no mistake, and Lias could just come in. Had a very short stay in the centre. Basil Hamid picks up his second.
Well, this has been a fabulous change by Mohammad Wasim, bringing in Basil Hamid. He's picked up his second wicket. That was a short delivery, yes. Leask was trying to clear that fielder at mid-wicket. These are long boundaries here. Doesn't get the connection he was probably looking for. And it's gone down the throat of Rahul Chopra at mid-wicket. That was a good catch. That ball was travelling. And look at that. Leask trying to get it in the gap. A couple of meters here or there could have been the boundary. But what a fabulous catch that one. Fielding has been superb tonight from UAE. And they have managed to pick up the 6th wicket. 5 of 5 from Michael Leask. 88 on the board for Scotland.
Scouting middle. Right you go.
Dickinson, the new man in. 88 for 6 in 14.1. Basil Hamid absolutely on the money.
What a start this is for Basil Hamid. He's already picked up 2 wickets, given away just 3 runs in his 7 deliveries.
Tossed up this time. This is also to check the temperament of the batter. You give him the first one tossed up. You see if his feet are moving. Is he inclined to come forward and play that? Meanwhile, that wicket there. Michael Leask holding out to Rahul Chopra. Straight up to the fielder. He didn't have to move an inch, literally. Staying there. You don't get easier catches than this even in your practice sessions.
Well, yeah, and a good catch at the end.
Trying to keep that ball away from the arc. Cross getting his foot there, but these are difficult to dispatch.
Yeah, that angle really helping Basil. And we haven't seen too many shots towards the offside from Cross once again. Going towards the onside, they'll pick up a couple of runs. Excellent running between the wickets. So I think he needs to, with the angle Basil is coming with, he needs to target that off stump. Just like Michael Leask played that shot against Zuhaib on the last delivery in the previous over. That was a fabulous shot.
You're absolutely right. That angle that he creates, very potent, and at the pace that he uses, has a good mix-up. Yes, not a big turner of the ball, but when your line is right, when your length is right, and that angle that you're creating, always challenging. Now you'll see the batter opening their angle to play. Basil Hamid towards the mid-wicket. The front foot will always now be a few inches behind the back foot, opening the face of the shoulders.
Yeah, that can allow them to use those gaps to their advantage and pick up those singles and doubles, because at the moment that's what Scotland need to do, forge a partnership between these two. This is going to be the most important partnership for them, because if one of them falls now, it's going to be a lot of trouble for them.
That across that line. Dot ball to end the over. 15 gone. 92 for 6.
A real struggle for Scotland. After the power play, only 45 runs scored. And Basil Hamid, with those twin strikes, has certainly been an inspired choice by Mohammad Wasim. 2 overs bowled by Basil Hamid, only conceding 7 runs and 2 important wickets. Mohammad Zohaib, the leggy continues as Shoaib joins me in the com box. Good evening, Shoaib.
Good evening, Ahmed. Last over for Zohaib. A lot slower in the air. And a quick single taken. So 92 for 6. Last 29 deliveries left in this first innings. How many more can Scotland get?
Well, this was the same stage where the innings fell apart in the first T20. They were 120 odd and just could only manage to get to 147. And those projected scores here, Shoaib, are looking pretty miserable, I dare say.
Well, yes, even if they score at 12 runs per over from here on, they'll get to 147, which was the score that they got in the first innings. So it does look like they're staring down the barrel at the moment. Nicely played in the gap along the ground by Dickinson. And he will get a single. Cross, the captain, the stand-in captain for Scotland today, is the only saving grace so far. He's scoring at less than run a ball, but in the context of the game, it's a pretty decent knock.
It certainly is, and I was a bit frustrated with the way Jarvis got out. Was looking really promising at the crease, so they've gotten off to a few starts, but nobody really kicking on. We saw Charlie Tare, George Munsey, and even Jack Jarvis. They all got into the teens, but not much more than that.
3 singles taken in this over, so decent bowling from Zohaib. Has been wicketless, but I think it's a much better bowling performance from Zohaib compared to the previous game. Leaked away a lot of runs, was bowling too quick, was looking flat in that spell. Much better today. This one's been worked away for a quick single. Are they looking for the second? No, we'll settle for one.
Yeah, the energy levels from the UAE in the field have been pretty good. And like you mentioned, young Mohammad Zohaib had an outstanding ILT20 campaign for the Gulf Giants, being rewarded with a call-up for the UAE national side. Early days just yet, and we know leg spinner, he takes a bit of time to develop, Shoaib. So hence, perhaps those growing pains for Mohammad Zohaib.
Well, he's definitely a player to watch out for UAE in the next few years. Zohaib Zubair, I hope they continue to believe in his skill and ability and give him an extended run. Hasn't had the most flying of starts or the best of starts into his international career, but he definitely holds a punch. This one's been played by Cross for a single yet again, so dealing in singles, Scotland at the moment.
Yeah, that won't really hurt the UAE too much. Just giving away 1s and 2s, keeping a lid on the boundaries. And those projected scores, 120, 130 odd. You can see that Scottish dugout looking a bit concerned. They're looking for that momentum, haven't really found it. Tidy over from Zohaib to conclude his spell for tonight. None for 24. It's a 98 for 6.
So it's going to be Aayan Khan who will be bowling the 17th over. UAE have a very strong grip on this game. They'll want to continue that. They'll want to try and strangle the batting of Scotland and keep them to as low a total as possible. 3 overs, just 7 runs from Aayan. What a spell this is.
He's been absolutely outstanding. We still have 5 overs of the seamers remaining, but I doubt Mohammad Wasim will turn to them. Reverse coming out from Dickinson, but only going to be one. The slowish nature of this wicket playing into the hands of the UAE spinners.
I think Scotland just lost the plot in terms of where they would have wanted to get. Even a 140 on this wicket would have proven to be a decent total. But they've just not been able to fire as a batting unit. And the credit has to go to the bowlers of UAE as well. Junaid Siddiqui, Aayan, Basil all contributing. Catch is the call. This one's been nicely worked away towards covers. Junaid will cut that off.
Yeah, 15 balls since the last boundary. There have been 36 dot balls in this inning so far from the Scots. So if you're playing 6 overs of dot balls in a 20-over game, you're really going to be up against it. It's taken a long while to raise the 100, that too in the 17th over.
Well, they'll take 2 on that occasion. That will definitely get them over the triple figure mark. 102 now, including those 2 singles. I think the way UAE have bowled has been very impressive. Gave away just 2 wides, no extras whatsoever. So very disciplined bowling from UAE. Nicely played again. So this is gone all the way. What a shot that is from Dickinson. For a moment I thought it's hit towards the fielder, but the placement was sublime, and 4 runs deservingly so for Scotland.
Beautifully put away. That ball was heading outside leg and he's reversed it behind point. Junaid Siddiqui more towards extra, and well, it's been a long time coming, but a much needed boundary for the Scots. And trying to paddle that one around the corner, but Aayan Khan bowled it also slowly in the air. He's been really wily in this spell.
Well, they do like to employ that sweep and reverse sweep, the Scottish batters, against the spinners, don't they? George Munsey, one of the better cricketers to employ and execute that shot time and time again. This over has been decent for Scotland. They've got 8 runs off this one. After 17, it's 107 for 6.
So 3 overs remaining. Aayan Khan and Mohammad Zohaib completed their spell. 8 overs combined just for 40 runs. Well, I was just about to ask you, Shoaib, who would you want to bring on to bowl? And well, we've got our answer immediately. It's going to be the lead speedster Junaid Siddiqui into the attack for the 18th and probably the last over as well.
No surprises there. Junaid will have to complete his 4 overs. He's bowled exceptionally well. Even in the previous game, he bowled 2 overs in the power play and then 2 right at the death, 18th and 20th. And today as well, Junaid has been given that responsibility. Now he's got 4 wickets in that previous game. Can he better that today, is the question.
Well, I'm just wondering where the Scots would like to take a chance. Mid-off is up. They've got plenty of protection towards long on, mid-wicket and square. So that certainly has to be the zone where they need to look to go aerial for a boundary.
A slower, shorter delivery. Could this be wicket number 3 for him? No. A one-handed effort from Hazrat Luqman, was backpedaling but just couldn't control himself and has grasped that opportunity.
Yeah, slower bouncer, beautifully executed. And Hazrat Luqman just reaching out with his left hand, just palming the ball in fact. It would have been a great set if he was a volleyball player, not too much as a cricketer.
Well, there's a reason why he's been stationed at that short fine leg region. Not the most agile, Hazrat Luqman. But yes, that was half a chance and should have been taken. At this level, you expect your fielders to back your bowlers and convert those chances into catches. Another short delivery. And this one's been pulled towards square leg. And they will get 2 more.
Still bowling pretty sensibly, Junaid, according to his field. He knows he has plenty of cushion on the leg side. And just bouncing the ball back of a length, keeping it short. And they're running between the wickets. These 2 are pretty swift and great intent as well. If you can't get the boundaries, the least you can do is run hard between the 22 yards.
Especially at this venue, Ahmed, because we know it's a decent sized ground and you will get value for your shots if you can get them in the gaps. So you have to make sure that you run hard between the wickets. Cut away towards point again. will only be a single. So not trying to hit the ball too hard cross. I think he just wants to see this Junaid over off and then try and target the other bowlers. This is the spell that he bowled in the previous game. Junaid was absolutely outstanding, extraordinary bowling spell from Junaid. Was on the stumps, didn't give any room whatsoever and made sure that he bowled at the right length, and that was key on a wicket here at Dubai International Stadium. Got 4 wickets, could have gotten 5, but well, he'll be mighty pleased with his performance, and so will the UAE, who've enjoyed success in that first game.
Oh, absolutely, especially in the absence of Zahoor Khan. He's really taken up leadership. Meanwhile, it's a top edge over the keeper on the attempted ramp. A streaky shot from Dickinson. Could have gone absolutely anywhere. Didn't know much about it, but good fielding once again from the UAE. They keep it to 2 and keep that pressure on.
Well, a one-handed ramp shot, very unusual from Dickinson, but as you rightly pointed out, could have landed in the hands of the wicket keeper or the fine leg fielder. This one was just a little out of control. Lucky, I would say, as this one was played over the keeper's head, and they get 2 runs. Tanish Suri will have a role to play with the bat, but as of now, what UAE will want to restrict Scotland to as low a total as possible. A short ball and down the leg side will be called a wide. Yes, Junaid Siddiqui trying a bit too much, and we'll have to reload that again.
Yeah, wonderful take there from young Tanish Suri. Really had to move quickly across. Good lateral movement. And yeah, Junaid perhaps just overdoing it with the short ball here. And that was well over and well down the leg side. So we know he will be the strongest candidate to bowl the 20th. Who have they got lined up for the penultimate over? That is my question to you, Shoaib.
I think it'll be Akif Raja. He bowled the penultimate over in the previous game as well and did well. He's bowled 2 overs, given away 23, but I think... Oh, that's an edge and will be taken. And Junaid gets his 3rd wicket. He's been bowling short, he's been bowling consistently, and now gets the better of Dickinson.
Well, the perseverance with the slower bouncer pays off. Genuine feather edge to the keeper. No worries with the front foot. And Junaid Siddiqui just keeps taking wickets for fun. Slower ball, top edge, easy take for Tanish. His 3rd wicket of the night, 3 overs, 3 for 14. Still has 1 more over to go, but a plucky innings from Dickinson comes to an end. Scotland 114 for 7. Well, a twist in the tail. It's going to be Basil Hamid bowling the penultimate over, trusting a right arm off break to bowl the 19th. Well, Wasim is certainly rolling the dice here, Shoaib.
Well, this is a big gamble, I would say. And as you rightly pointed out, I hope the dice falls with the right numbers for UAE, because otherwise Scotland will definitely fancy getting as many runs as they can. Now, this is a very good spell from Basil. He's got 2 wickets, given away just 7 runs, but this is the penultimate over. Here we go. Gets out the sweep, which is a little too ambitious from Cross, but I think this could be a master stroke here.
Yeah, that one delivery he does bowl really well is the one going across the right-hander from around the wicket. And keeping a touch low as well. So Matt Cross, let's see what he can produce. Back of a length push towards wideish mid-wicket. They're looking for 2. They're running on the throw and oh, just made it in time. Good running coming in from young Gavin Main.
Now, that's really good running between the wickets. Now, they're not getting boundaries easily, so they'll have to make sure that they earn those runs. As soon as he hit that, he knew there were 2, and good response from Main was right on the money and very quick to come back to the non-striking end. So 2 deliveries And 2 runs conceded by Basil. A reverse and straight to Akif. Will fall just in front of Akif Raja, so no chance. But he's made sure that the ball doesn't cross him. So a dot ball, and a very important dot ball.
Yeah, they've got all the angles covered here. Was slightly finer, Basil Hamid. Pardon me, Akif Raja at that short third position. This time heaved away over square leg, but once again, all the bases covered. And overall, you have to say, even if the last 2 deliveries are expensive, Basil has done a top job.
Well, he has, and it's not easy to be bowling as a spinner and bowling the penultimate over. A lot of pressure on Basil, and just to point the fact out that he's not a regular bowler, he's not a full-time bowler. But Wasim has done well to show some faith in Basil, and it has worked so far. The spinners have been ruling the roost against the Scottish batters.
Yeah, UAE's plans have been spot on this evening. The fielding has been immaculate as well, and Scotland, they've just never been able to release that vice grip that the UAE spinners have had on them. And that is a brilliant, brilliant over from Basil Hamid. Only 3 runs conceded in the 19th. Scotland desperately searching for momentum. 117 for 7 with 6 to go.
So 1 more over to go. Scotland are 117 for the loss of 7 wickets, as Junaid Siddiqui is coming back into the attack to bowl his last over as well. He's got 3 wickets to his name. Can he get a few more? Let's find out. A slower delivery to start off with. Did seem a bit after it pitched, and Asif Iqbal says that it's a legal delivery. What a penultimate over that was from Basil. And we saw that he was mixing it up nicely. And what was really interesting was the way he released the ball. First was at the 22 yards, and then this one was a 25-yarder maybe. And he's mixing it up and was really instrumental and outstanding in his spell.
Certainly did a fine job. And just keeping the batters honest, keeping them guessing. That is the key to survival in the T20 over format for a finger spinner. Heaved towards square leg. Long chase for the fielder out there, Ali Shan. And it will be an easy 2. But as long as it's just 1s and 2s, the UAE would be perfectly satisfied with that, Shoaib.
Oh yes, anything less than 130 and UAE will be very happy to come out to bat in the second innings. Cross has played a fighting knock, but just hasn't been able to tee off, hasn't been able to score runs in the fag end of the innings. And that has been a concern for Scotland. The batters haven't delivered the goods in the 2 T20 internationals that we've seen so far, and UAE have made an impressive mark with the ball. Another slower delivery, similar delivery to the one that he bowled, and this one too just turning once it was pitched. And that is something that the bowlers of Scotland would also make a note of.
Oh, absolutely. The likes of Gavin Main, Jack Jarvis, they were relying a bit too much on their speed in the first game. Variations are the name of the game. Look at that. That went like an off break from Junaid, even though it was halfway down the track. Beautifully executed slower ball.
Well, good over in progress. Has mixed it up nicely. What is the next delivery? A full or a short delivery? Goes full. Appealing for it. A half-hearted appeal. And now he's trying to put some pressure. But this was definitely going down leg.
Yeah, in the end it became 1.5-hearted appeal. Kept persisting. But it was always sliding down leg. Nice block hole Yorker. Hint of tail into the right-hander as well. And he's certainly kept Matt Cross guessing here. He's been all over him in this final over. Excellent exhibition of T20 bowling from Junaid Siddiqui.
Well, yes, using the pitch to his advantage and then applying his skill as well, getting that full delivery very close to the feet of Cross. It was in fact a full toss, a low full toss. Very difficult to score runs off those deliveries. Now using his feet, Cross coming down the track, trying to go big, but checks his shot at the last moment, and a very, very tricky run taken. Never a two. That shouldn't have been a two, but good running in the end.
Yeah, good desperation in the field from Cross and Main. Took a risk on it, but it just about paid off. And there you can see 19 balls since the last boundary. In the slog overs, Shoaib, if you can't get the ball away, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, interesting stat there. 19 balls since the last boundary. They're able to take those singles and doubles, but the boundaries have been hard to come by. Last ball of the innings. Junaid to Matthew Cross. Oh, and he gets a wicket. Junaid was right on the money again. Has been persistent with that line and length. Has been attacking the stumps. And guess what? He gets another 4-wicket haul to his name. Outstanding, extraordinary, and a magnificent spell of fast bowling from Junaid Siddiqui.
Well, 4 for 14 in the first game, and now 4 for 18 in the second. He has been the difference between the two sides in this series. Full straight, you miss, and Junaid Siddiqui will hit. And Scotland conclude on 121 for 8 in the allotted 20 overs. So far, I think it's going all according to plan for Mohammad Wasim and UAE.
Well, it did start right from the toss. They got the toss in their favour, and since then UAE has been clinical in the first innings. A wicket in the very first over. I'm sure it's going to be a happy captain discussing about what they've done really right in the first innings and would want to take that into the second. We'll have to make sure that they don't get complacent and stick to basics, basically.
Well, like he said to you, be confident but not overconfident. It's a winnable score. You've got the batting prowess, you've got the ability. Now it's a very big chance to get a bilateral T20 series win. And it's all in front of you. You need to just grab the moment. You've done half the job well. Now just get over the line. And 122 runs should be very manageable indeed. George Munsey got them off to a decent start, but once again, the top order for the Scots failing to deliver. Charlie Taylor looked promising, 16 of 11. But in the end, it was just those mini contributions throughout the batting order. Nobody getting a sizable score apart from Matt Cross.
Well, a very clinical bowling performance from UAE. The bowlers have contributed yet again. A wicket for Luqman, a wicket for Akif. Luqman getting his first T20 international wicket, while Basil also had a very important role to play with the ball. Got 2 wickets to his name, gave away just 10 runs. Pick of the bowlers, yet again, Junaid Siddiqui getting 4 wickets to his name in his 4 overs and giving away just 18 runs in his spell. 121 is the final score. Let's quickly look at the highlights and how that panned out in the first innings. At the toss, it was Wasim who decided to bowl first yet again, and immediately we could see an impact from Junaid Siddiqui. The first wicket in the very first over, he kept it tight, he kept it on the money and made sure that he didn't give away too many runs. Was clinical and got 2 wickets earlier on in the power play overs. Luqman was a tad bit expensive, but then Akif also was looking really good, and these 2 bowlers did leak away some runs, but they also got wickets in the 6 overs, and that really dented that first innings score that could have been for Scotland. Well, it was Munsey who was taking the bowlers apart, and this is the game-changing moment, that big wicket of George Munsey at 47, and that's where it was all but over for Scotland. The struggle continued with the bat.
Absolutely. Then it was the UAE spinners, Basil Hamid, Aayan Khan and Mohammad Zuhaib, who took over proceedings. They only managed 45 runs in that phase from over 7 to 15. And even at the death, it was the Junaid Siddiqui show, picking up 2 excellent wickets. And Matt Cross bowled on the final ball of the innings. That just about sums up the Scottish batting effort so far. So UAE need 122 to seal a series victory over the Scots, Will they be able to achieve that? We'll be back right after a break with the UAE run chase. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned.
So this is how it looked like when Scotland were batting. They were put into bat by the UAE skipper Mohammad Wasim, and didn't the bowlers come true? Must say, the top scorer of yesterday's game today was bundled for 26 as Lukman picked up his first international wicket, and then Junaid took care of the rest, picking up 4 wickets for himself, Junaid, and the top scorer for the team was Cross. As far as the bowlers are concerned, Junaid absolutely on the money, picking up 4 wickets, economy of just 4.5. Aayan also in the economy. Look at Basil's numbers, 3 overs, 2 wickets, and that economy of under 4. Both the umpires walking into the centre as UAE will be looking to chase down a modest target of 122 of 20 overs. Joining me in the commentary box is Rashid. Rashid, welcome.
Thank you, Neil. Good evening, viewers. Well, a very positive start here for UAE. The good thing about that bowling lineup was that Hazrat Lukman and Akifullah Raja both picked up wickets. That is a good sign for the fast bowlers. They've been Akifullah Raja making a comeback into the side, and Hazrat Lukman playing his first T20 international series. So good sign for them and something for them to improve with. Meanwhile, the game on hand at the moment, South Scotland will not be happy with the number of runs they've got on the board, but tell you what, if they can pick up early wickets in the first 6 overs, especially of Mohammad Wasim, is going to put pressure on this UAE lineup.
Well, that's right. Young Tanish Suri scored a very handy knock yesterday. Would be looking to continue on that momentum. Wasim also mentioned about Suri that he's a good kid, and the only communication that he had, or rather kept having with Tanish, was, listen, you need to stick around and play all the way through. If that communication goes on today as well, I think this pair will have a very, very comfortable task up on hand.
Yeah, they need a solid start. They can't afford to lose too many wickets at the top of the order. That is what was going well for UAE in that first game, and they were able to chase down the 148 runs that Scotland posted. But today they've got an easier target, 122. The wicket looks good to bat on. Mohammad Wasim on your screens, 46 games for him, 1,701 runs for him. Look at that average, over 40. That's amazing. 13 50s, 200s to his name, a strike rate of over 150. It's always a good sign when your opening batter is doing so well.
Oh, 100%. He's been leading by example. Also has come out of a great ILT20 season, amongst the top scorers in the league. Would want to carry on that momentum even in this series there. Tanish Suri has been a fly-out starter, 5 matches, 75 runs. Yes, the other stats will build, but look at that highest of 37. Double his age. And I reckon that is a good sign.
Oh yeah, that was from the previous game, so he's in good touch here. Needs to just continue with that, because he'll be up against Brad Curry, who's come back into the side, wasn't part of the first T20 international, and he's a very talented bowler. I saw him in the 50-over competition in the CWC League 2, and he was very impressive, along with his brother, Scott Curry. So both the Curry brothers have been very impressive, and they would be expecting him to do well. 12 wickets in just 7 games. So he's somebody to look out for. A 5-wicket haul already in his short career.
Well, yeah, very impressive. And generally, left-arm seamers are such. They have the tendency to pick wickets, and it wouldn't be surprising if he tries to get 1 or 2 right up at the top. All right, so it's game on. Ball number 1, Curry to Wasim. Very, very smart batting there. Brings the bat straight down. No cross-batted attempts, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do early on. Like you were speaking about left-arm bowlers, they have the tendency to bring the ball into the right-hander, and Wasim has been having his troubles with the ball when it comes into him, especially at the start of his innings. So in this part of the innings, he just needs to make sure that he plays as straight as possible.
Account hasn't been opened yet. Down the leg side, and freebies will open the account. Wide. Tried to bowl a slower one at the very start of the innings.
Oh, that's surprising. Let's have a look once again. Yeah, it was trying to bowl the in-dipper probably, which is why the pace was slightly slower than the first one he bowled. But it did get some movement. Scotland needs to be very careful with the extras because they don't have a big total they're defending at the moment.
Much better length, much better line. Defensively played by Wasim. And That's absolutely the right approach from Wasim's perspective also. They've got all the time in the world to score 122. It's not that the required run rate is 10 plus that you need to start going hammer and tongs from the beginning. Take your time, settle in, get the feel of the wicket. It's a new surface, mind you.
Well, certainly, I think, and it's playing really well. The ball is coming onto the bat, but at the moment, Wasim just needs to settle down, see off the new ball, just like he is doing at the moment, and get the feel of the wicket. Just see how it plays, what the bounce looks like, and where it's hitting the bat. Do the adjustments after that, because if they don't give wickets in the first 6 overs, and even if they don't score too many runs, I think that will just keep on putting pressure on Scotland, because they will be trying to do different things to get those wickets going for them.
No, you're absolutely right. Also, by doing so, he's protecting his young partner, Tanish, keeping him away from strike while he sees off the new ball. Brad Curry. Onto the pads. Big shout. But that angle, I reckon, might just have given that doubt that the ball was pitching marginally outside leg.
Yeah, that was a good appeal, and I think that was pretty straight, but just the height on that occasion. Too many doubts, but a good appeal nonetheless, and a good delivery from Curry. Wasim just losing his focus a bit, needs to just settle down, and straight away, look at that Matthew Cross. He did that in the 50-over competition against UAE. He was keeping on the stumps, up onto the stumps, and now he's doing that. He's brought in his helmet, and they got the wicket of Alishan Sharfu with that move. Wasim needs to be careful.
Well, yeah, Curry has been able to get the ball to move around. Doesn't want Wasim to use his feet, creating pressure. Yep. Again, slight movement. Wasim, very capable against the moving ball, barring that one delivery that comes in from outside off. But with this angle, I reckon Wasim should be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. If he can get his feet moving, and looks very confident. That's what I like about this inning so far, that he's moved his feet and he's got behind the deliveries and he's played as straight as possible.
All right, last ball of the over. Ah, wrapped on the fingers of Matthew Cross. Not a good feel. 1 over gone. It's 1 for none. Main will be given the responsibility to share the new ball. But that last ball of the previous over got the ball to move away from Wasim, who wanted to play across the line. That's a nasty hit on the fingers of Matt Cross. That's going to be very, very sore. And I don't think he's coming up on the wickets anymore.
Kevin Main, 14 matches, 16 wickets for him.
Playing it away from the body. Danish Suri, the first ball of this innings for him.
I just needs to make sure that he gets his feet moving early on as the ball is moving around. He'll do a bit for the first 3 or 4 overs. That is where just needs to make sure that he gets his timing in. Matthew Cross still holding his fingers, so I'm sure it's not coming onto the stumps again.
Yeah, that definitely would have stung. Quick change in the field. Bringing a fielder.
I think getting a slip in.
Wideish slip.
Yes. Probably third slip now. But a good move nonetheless. They need wickets.
And that's also because Tanish is not using his feet. He's staying and playing from away from the body. And that's where edges come through. No foot movement.
Yeah, nothing much. Look at that back foot stuck in his crease and the front foot going towards the... Probably not towards the ball, just going as straight. And I think needs to get to the pitch of the delivery, which is where he can really pierce that gap. There's a big gap between covers and mid-off. That is where he can really target and get some runs for himself.
Yeah, angling that ball in, realizing that Tanish is not using his feet. Definitely is a good ploy to bowl one onto the pads, but slightly fuller, because his front foot is coming across right in front of the stumps. You bowl one full, one that nips back in, and you have your target. Main definitely would be contemplating on that. Tanish Suri yet to open his account. Wasim yet to open his account. That one run that you see on board is all courtesy a wide.
A very sedate start here for UAE. Just taking their time, but in the process can't afford to let that pressure get to you. It's a good delivery. Young Tanish Suri has a great temperament, but at the same time, sometimes when you're not getting runs, when you're not rotating strike as much, you just tend to play one fall short, and that is what is required for the opposing team to get your wicket.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Plus there's a lot of chatter now in the centre. The Scott fielders have started talking, and that might just get into the mind of young Tanish Suri. He's all but 18 years. Just needs to keep calm and carry on. Goes for the big pull. Had to clear the infield to get some runs, and that's what he'll get, a couple of runs for himself. Almost like a release shot.
Yes, certainly he was just trying to place it away from the fielders. Get those 2 runs under his belt. He's opened his account with those 2 runs, so that'll take away the nervousness, the butterflies in his stomach. Now that he's off the mark, he just needs to make sure that they keep rotating. That's what he was doing so well in that first game. Kept on rotating strike. Live pictures from the Dubai International Stadium, also known as the Ring of Fire.
Slower full toss and gone. Had to come, and it has. Main has been on the money every single time that he has come into bowl, and Tanish Suri, after getting those 2 runs in the previous delivery, almost felt that there was something up for grabs when he got a full toss, but a slower one, committing that error straight into the hands of the fielder and gone.
Well, that's the breakthrough they were looking for. It's a sharp catch there at covers, and Scotland, they're looking for wickets. They need wickets to put pressure on UAE. Tanish Suri gone after scoring 2 of 6. First wicket falls for UAE, 3 on the board.
Come on then, Jarv. Here's one for your mate, Jarvie. Here's one for the eagle then, Jarvie. Here we go. Here's one for eagle at this end then. Where do you see it? Oh, it's an outside shot.
Wasim on strike. Take a screenshot of this, because it's not very often that you get to see Wasim on 0 of 6 deliveries. Up in the air, lucky there, didn't carry to the third. But again, Wasim wanting to break that shackles, committing a minute error. Lucky for him that he's still around.
That was a lucky shot. He was anticipating the ball to come into him, but that one just kept going with the angle. And very lucky that didn't go down the throat of the deep third. Meanwhile, at number 3, Arjun Lakra for UAE. 9 matches, 109 runs. Average of shed over 18. 50 to his name. Best of 63 not out. So, big responsibility on the shoulders of Arjun Lakra. He's been brought into the side in this T20 International Series. So, he needs to just make his mark and make sure that he gets some runs for himself. A slip in place and a packed offside field.
A good combination there, a left hand, right hand combination, always puts in that little question mark in the mind of the bowler. Brad Curry. Off the mark, almost instantly. Aayan Lakra. Alishan Sharfu was brought in at one drop yesterday, day before yesterday in that first game. Meanwhile, Wasim here from that first game was almost on fire instantly, hit some really meaty shots, stayed all the way till the end, ensuring that he takes the team home successfully, and he did that in style. Back-to-back sixes on that occasion. Up team control. Again a leading edge over the fielder there. They say a cat has two lives. Wasim has already got two. A chance of a run out. Oh.
Was that the third one?
Well, yeah. Wasim literally living on the edge. We'll have to check on that because it looks like the umpire is going upstairs. Wasim is literally living on the edge, and the ball popped out of the gloves of the wicket keeper. Mohammad Wasim, lucky, oh so lucky.
Yeah, very, very lucky. Not a good shot to start with. Got that leading edge and just cleared that fielder at backward point. Very lucky that it went over him. And then going for those 2 runs that weren't required. They've just lost a wicket in the previous over. They need to calm down. Wasim is just looking a little frustrated at the moment. Agitated, hasn't got too many runs like you mentioned. Not very often you see just 1 run of 7 deliveries for Wasim. Just trying to change that. Meanwhile, let's have a look at that run out appeal once again. And I think it made it, even though if the ball has not stuck into the hands of Matthew Cross, but it still made it. So I think that should go in favor of Mohammad Wasim. We're just waiting for confirmation from the TV umpire. But this isn't required for UAE, is it, Neil?
Not at all. Not at all. You're not chasing 180, 200. You're chasing 122. Just calm your nerves down. You have a very deep batting lineup. So there's nothing that one needs to worry. Mohammad Wasim needs to trust his instincts. Again an edge. But this time, this one is going to race away towards the fence for a 4. Runs coming in for Wasim. He'll be happy. But mind you, these edges are not going to be something that he's going to like.
Well, you'd feel for Brad Curry. He's pulled some wonderful deliveries. And he's made Wasim very uncomfortable. That one taking the outside edge and running away towards the boundary. 4 more runs for him.
Oh, lads, 1 more here before the spin.
11 for 1 on board. Not a happy outing for the UAE batters. Big shout there, and the umpire will raise his dreaded finger. Brad Curry, he was on the spot every single time in today's outing, and now he has been rewarded for the hard work that he had put in. The big fish, Mohammad Wasim, is out.
Well, that's the wicket they were looking for. He'd been very lucky in this over, but not on that occasion. That was a good delivery. Let's have a look. Yep, pretty good with the front foot. Brad Curry, he was testing Mohammad Wasim. That was a brilliant delivery, right on the money. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Plumb in front, and an easy decision for Akbar Ali. Big wicket this one. Wasim gone after scoring 7 of 10. 11 on the board for UAE, 2 wickets down.
Covering leg stump. 1 to go.
Alishan in the centre. Did a very handy knock in the first game. Just hold out near the end of it. Number 7 and 77 in the center. Will they be able to take UAE through? We'll have to wait and watch. Edged! And the ball is racing towards the fence. Opens with a boundary. A lucky boundary.
A very lucky shot. Once again, outfield for Brad Curry. He's been superb in this over. Why didn't you have a first slip? With a new batter coming in, you would need a first slip in place. Meanwhile, this has been a good over for Scotland. They've managed to pick up big wicket of Mohammad Wasim. 3 overs done, 15 for 2.
Jack Jarvis, playing his second game, made his debut in the first T20 International in this series, picked up a wicket. The 20-year-old has now been given the challenge. Bowls and shot and runs on board. 4 runs for Aayan Lakra.
That's a very convincing shot from Aayan Lakra. He's just walked up. He's playing his second delivery and played it with a lot of intent and confidence. That's what I liked about that shot. And that is what UAE need. With Wasim back in the hut, they would need somebody from these two to make sure they anchor the innings and play a good knock here and get their team over the line.
And both of these lads have come in through the ranks of UAE age group cricket. Catch it is the shout and will be taken. The ball did feel like held up into the surface. Aayan Lakra not really timing it and giving a very simple catch. We're just talking about him, how good he is, how confident he looks. And the very next delivery holds out.
One shot too many from Aayan Lakra. Nothing wrong with the front foot there. And I think just trying to force a shot there. This wasn't a delivery that could have been pulled, especially when you're just playing your third delivery. It was cramped up for room on that occasion. And an easy catch at mid-on. UAE in a spot of bother now. Third wicket down. Just 19 on the board after 3.2.
Heavily reliant on that skipper, boys. Heavily reliant on that skipper. Tell you what, you've got another batting coach at the other end, eh? Here we go. Yes, lad. Tell you what. Skipper's gone now. He turns into batting coach. Here we go, lads. You can just stand in front of all three. He ain't giving you out.
Rahul Chopra, the new man in, replacing Aayan Lakra. There will be immense pressure on Rahul as well.
Yeah, with now the whole batting lineup, I would say. Because it's known that UAE, once they lose their captain, Mohammad Wasim, it puts a lot of pressure on their batting order.
All right, runs on board for Rahul. And a good, big, loud no. That's a good call. No need to do anything silly from here on. Just take your singles and doubles. That's Aayan Lakra wanting to go for one more ambitious shot. Big shout there by Ter, taking that catch. Jarvis picked up a wicket in the first game, again amongst wickets.
That looks like a very decent bowler. Jarvis comes with pace as well, and he's got good control. Just needs to control his extras. We saw that in the previous game, the no balls. That was a trouble for him, but he's settled in well today.
No!
Dot ball. Neither of the sides would mind that, honestly. singles. Keep adding those to your kitty and you'll be in very much of a controlled scenario. Alishan and Rahul need to talk. We haven't seen batters talk to each other despite wickets falling. That conversation is important. Wide outside off. Again, no foot movement. Trying to slash from the position that he is at. Yes, T20 demands these kind of shots, but then the basics of the game always tell you, get closer to the line of the ball as you play it.
Absolutely, that was a shot played way away from the body. Could have easily gone down the throat of deep third, but I think he's very lucky. Alishan just needs to carry the batting now. He needs to settle down. He'll have to play a very important role in this run chase alongside Rahul Chopra.
Dot ball to finish the over. 4 gone. It's 21 for 3.
At this level, boys, this is excellent, youngie. Rose, 3 minutes down. Inform captain.
Curry coming into bowl his third. And is bowling with a slip in place and wicketkeeper standing up.
Very interesting here. I think this is a very good move, putting pressure on the right-hander Alishan Sharifu. He did get an edge against Curry. The first delivery he faced, although it went away towards the boundary, but that was a lucky shot for Alishan Sharifu. And now I think Matthew Cross has realized that he needs to put pressure on these two. If they manage to break this partnership, get one of these two men back in the hutch, it's going to be a lot of problems for UAE.
Again playing away from the body towards the deep third. Will be getting a single there. These are tricky little shots that you're playing. And risky as well. There's a slip in position. You don't connect well. The ball could go into your hands. Matt Cross going back for Rahul, realizing that Rahul was getting across the line and playing it towards the onside will negate the chances of the edges.
And also Rahul is somebody who doesn't like to come out of his crease, especially early on in his innings. So they would want Cross to be just behind. Well, that one just falls short of the first left fielder. Another good delivery, this one from Curry. What a testing over he's bowling here.
Just on the money. Look at the way that line shaped up. Rahul had no options but to play that. Drawing the bat forward. Didn't carry. But I can tell you one thing. As a captain, you'd be tempted to bowl Curry out.
Yeah, I think the only thing that saved Rahul on that occasion was he played it with soft hands. Now you see the first lip fielder coming a couple of steps in front. Down the leg side will be a wide delivery. But you can give it to Curry. He's just bowled that surprise delivery, the in-dipper towards Rahul.
I think that's a massive change that Scotland have brought in. Bringing Brad Curry. And thus putting that immense pressure on the side. Yes, those runs have come. He's given away 15. But those 15 have come through edges.
Yeah, he's been bowling really well. They're going for the quick single. Yes, no. Oh, could have been a sorry there.
I reckon that's a good call by Alishan. There's never a single there. Rahul is looking at him with venom. But no. There was no run there.
Oh, where was he going? There was definitely not a single there. Very lucky that the two fielders had a bit of miscommunications amongst themselves as well. Otherwise, Rahul would have been back in the pavilion. and would have been another wicket for Scotland. Not the case though. These two just taking their time at the moment, but in doing so, they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. Rahul Chopra, well, he's standing outside his crease, so that will be tempting for Matthew Cross.
Two reasons for that. One, again a chance of a run out. What are they doing? Oh my God, where is the communication, guys? Please bring in that chatter. Come down to the center of the wicket. Give a fist bump to each other. Have a talk. Keep that communication line clear. Rahul, keen to get that run. Keen to go across the line. Ali not wanting that. That's all right. That's all right. You can play a few dot balls, but don't give up.
Look at that. It was straight into the hands of the fielder. Rahul, yes, no. Both of them were hesitant. I think it's the pressure that is telling on both of them.
Yeah. Now they've said yes and let's run. Finally a single and 5 overs gone. It's 24 for 3.
Jack Jarvis. Got a wicket to his name, and what an entertaining first 5 overs we've seen. UAE after the first. What an entertaining first 5 overs we've seen. UAE, after getting into the first innings, would have thought that this is going to be a walk in the park, but cricket as a game is a great leveler, and you can't take anything lightly. Mudassir, welcome.
Good evening, Shoaib, and not a good sign for UAE. One up in this 3-match series T20 international between these two sides, but good to see putting up a fight here. Scotland bowlers, it clearly shows UAE are heavily dependent on Mohammad Wasim. Once he's back in the hut, they're feeling that pressure out there in the middle is the Rahul Chopra and Alishan Sharafu.
Well, the middle order has not been tested at the highest level, and we can see that time and time again. As you rightly pointed out, Mohammad Wasim, he is a vital cog in that batting lineup for UAE, but the others have to stand up and rise to the occasion, which hasn't been the case so far. This is down the leg side. Rahul Chopra, he's got a lot of experience from back home in India. This one's not been called a wide. I think that brushed some part of Rahul Chopra on the way towards the wicket keeper. Jarvis now trying to keep it tight. So Rahul Chopra, he's got a lot of experience, Mudassir. We've seen him bat in a similar situation, but that's at a domestic level. At the international level, he's not come to the fore. He's not been his usual self. And I think that has been a concern for UAE. Hopefully that changes today. I think the height is a big factor in that. So Rahul Chopra, he's got experience playing back home in India. He's come to UAE, has done really well for the local sides here, has played well in the T20I development tournament.
It's a completely different ball game when you're wearing that national color jersey, feeling that pressure, feeling that extra added pressure after losing Mohammad Wasim. He's clearly struggling. 2 of 10 balls. This is also a good platform for Rahul Chopra and the likes of Alishan. They can get some runs. This is what happens. Singles were hard to come. Trying to break the shackles, coming down the track, misses the line completely. Wicket number 4 going down for UAE.
Well, trouble continues. Rahul Chopra, who's been called as Mr. Dependent when it comes to run chases, well, he has faltered. And Jarvis, he'll definitely enjoy that wicket. No problems with that front foot. A good length delivery, an inside edge, crashing onto the stumps, and the pressure taking toll on Rahul Chopra. 2 of 11. A dismal performance from him as UAE are under pressure. 4 wickets down with 24 on the board.
So one after the other batters back in the dugout, 4 wickets down. In comes another experienced batter, but he's also short of runs. So Basil Hamid, he bowled quite well. But what is needed is runs from the blade of Basil Hamid.
Yes, for UAE's sake, he would want to take that momentum into his batting as well. 50th match for him. Takes the outside edge of the bat. And the ball trickles away towards the deep third. Will only be a single. He'll be off the mark. And it will be the end of the power play. What a successful one for Scotland. They are making a comeback, and how? 25 for 4.
And came out to defend the target of 121. And they are in a strong position, taking those quick back-to-back wickets. First it was Tanis Suri, then Mohammad Wasim, outside edge. This was a piece of a delivery, got right in front, an easy decision for Akbar Ali. And this was the cheeky boundary from the blade of Alishan Sharifu. Poor reckless shot, he has got the boundary, previous delivery, trying to break the shackles. And the poor form continues with the bat for Rahul Chopra as well. At the end of the power play, looking good Scotland, 4 wickets down, trying to keep this series alive. The bowlers doing a pretty good job.
Well, just look at that first 6 overs. Scotland were also down by 4 wickets, but they had runs on the board at that time. 47 in the 6 overs. UAE, on the other hand, have managed to get only 25. Now, they're not chasing a mammoth score, so that might just be something for them to cheer about, but it's going to take a tall task from here on. As we mentioned, the middle order has not been tested for UAE, and this is going to be a challenging situation for Basil and Alishan.
Oh, absolutely, and they have a very good chance to win this series after the bowlers doing a pretty good job keeping Scotland to 121. It was way back in 2017 they won the bilateral series against PNG 3-0, and after that they lost to Australia, they lost to New Zealand, they lost to Bangladesh, they lost to West Indies. It's a good chance for UAE to win this series.
Well, you're right. This one's been called a wide. This is a chance for them. This is, I think, the first time in the last 1 year or so that they've started with a win to their belt. They lost their first game against Afghanistan. This is the wicket again of Rahul Chopra. Using his feet, dancing down the track, completely missing it. The last time they won a bilateral series was in 2016 against Scotland. Since then, it hasn't been a good run, especially in the bilateral format. 2017 they lost to PNG 3. They won against PNG 3-0. 2019 against Netherlands in Netherlands. Nobody from the current squad was part of that in 2019, but all of that is history now. What they need to do is get those 121 runs, 122 target. They've bowled well. Can Basil come to the rescue, Mudassir?
He needs to come to the rescue of UAE. One of the senior batters, especially in the middle order, nicely played on the back foot. Punch hard, running hard for that second run. Big ground, big gaps available. You need to find those gaps on a regular intervals.
Well, somebody as experienced as Basil, he's playing his 50th T20 international. Not a lot of players in the UAE, in the current squad, have done that, barring Mohammad Wasim, Junaid Siddiqui, around the 50 T20 internationals. But Basil, with all that experience, he'll have to play a very special knock if UAE have to get to that target.
Some movement. This is a tricky wicket. The second innings, though there is a dew factor, but still there is a movement in the air for main. Look at that movement. A slip in position. It's always good to have a slip in position when there is some movement for the fast bowlers.
This is the difference in the captaincy. Matthew Cross getting a slip in place, while Wasim was a little hesitant about getting a slip, especially in the first 6 overs. But this is good captaincy from Cross. Now UAE have only been successful twice in terms of chasing a target at Dubai International Stadium. They chased against New Zealand and won that game, the second T20 international in the bilateral series. And then that last game against Scotland, they were able to chase that 147. But looks a very difficult wicket to bat on. The experience again has to come to the fore, Mudassir, for Basil.
Oh, experience out there in the middle, and experience next to me sitting is the Shoaib Ahmed, and bit worried is Mohammad Wasim. 13 50s he has got in T20s, and 11 times UAE went on to win that game. It clearly shows the class of this batter. Nicely played. It was in the air, but just for a single. So at last, no harm done for UAE in this over. No wicket going down. Some runs on board. 7 overs done. 29 for the loss of 4.
Can always go back to you in a couple. Just come this couple this way. If you get beat that side, it's okay. Terry will get you.
It's a completely different story in T20 International. The second game between these two sides, and it's Hamza Tahir, the slow left-arm orthodox, 16 games, 23 wickets. An economy on a bit higher side, 8.50, and the best of 4 going for 28 runs.
A very handy spinner. I was surprised that he is not a part of the playing 11 in the first game. He's got some drift in the air, as you can see, and has been around for Scotland for some time. Hamza Tahir. I think it's because Mark Watt, the other left-arm spinner, has been a regular feature, and that is why to play 2 left-arm spinners has been a challenge for Scotland. Having said that, I think he's a very good value add and an addition to the playing 11 for Scotland in this game, especially on this wicket.
Playing away from the body. Absolutely rightly said by you, Shoaib. And this is a big opportunity for Tahir, because the Watt has been rested, and look at that action. A bit relaxed, taking those small steps. Rightly said by you, drift in the air. And also very slow in the air, trying to tempt the batters to come out of the crease.
Yeah, that is important, at what pace you bowl on this wicket. Has started off well. Bowls a full toss this time, but straight to covers. That's excellent fielding at covers.
I think you'd have killed Brando there. Good lads, keep loving it, youngies.
Dot ball. Again, some drift. Not a big turner of the ball. This time they will get a single.
All of a sudden, wickets going down, and even loose deliveries. They are unable to find those gaps. Again, it was firmly hit towards that cover fielder. So boundaries are hard to come. The situation demands for these two to build up a partnership. Stay for some overs, then you can get those boundaries.
Yes, they'll have to pick and choose their bowlers now. Hamza is coming off
yes,
a
that's it.
long break. He was part of the
Hands.
one-day team as well, Hamza Tahir. I'm not sure whether he got a game in that, the WCL League 2. Has been on the bench for some time, and to come out straight away and perform is a little difficult. Not impossible, but that could be an opportunity for UAE. The problem is that they've lost too many wickets to try and attack or counter-attack at the moment. Ali Shan and Basil will really have to build a strong partnership if they have to win this game from here on. Good over from Hamza. Just 3 runs off it. And after 8 overs, it's 32 for 4.
Make sure we're saving 2 out there, lads. Figure it out quickly. Gav 10 here and 10 in. Let's go, let's go.
So spin from both ends. Dickinson comes into bowl. A leg spinner by trade. As you can see, he's rotating the ball in his hand and would want to leave an impact in this game. Early days for him as well. Second game in his international career. Here we go. Shot and wide and played for a single by Basil.
Very good captaincy. The fast bowlers got those wickets. Now in the middle overs, trying to build up that pressure. And time since the last boundary, it has been ages, 30 balls. The focus for Alishan and Basil should be rotate the strike, take those singles, get 5-6 runs in every over for the next 3-4 overs.
Yeah, just a little too much of
Nice start.
defensive approach from Alishan and Basil, but that's the only option that they have right now. They can't afford to lose another wicket.
Catch it!
Chipped in the air. Just played a bit too early, and that again tells you how the wicket is. It's not an easy wicket to bat on. 140 is a par score on this wicket, the way it's been behaving, and 122. Scotland are making a mark of it. What an effort there at covers. Put on a cape. Superman's out there. Cut away for a single.
And good to see the leg break bowler not afraid to give that flight and inviting the batter to go big. He has a good chance to get couple of wickets. Because from the other end, Hamza Tahir, he's keeping it a bit tight. There is always an opportunity as a leg break bowler. Either you go for runs or you get those wickets.
Yes, would have been interesting to see at what pace the two spinners have bowled. In the first innings, Zubair, and now Dickinson. I think Dickinson is a lot slower in the air, and on a wicket like this, it's very difficult to play your shots or get that full swing of the bat. You'll have to really time the ball well. The boundaries are pretty decent here, not short, not small boundaries at the Dubai International Stadium. So you really have to middle the ball for it to travel. Catches the call, will be taken. And there you go, Dickinson has been awarded and rewarded for his disciplined bowling as UAE lose their 5th wicket. Basil Hamid has just played that straight back to Dickinson, and now will have to walk back.
The struggle continues for the batters of UAE on this track in this game. Dickinson strikes for the first time in his first over. Bit slow in the air, inviting the batter on the front foot. Ball stopping and coming on the blade of Basil Hamid. A mistake has been done, played straight into the hands of Dickinson. Half of the side of UAE back in the hut. Basil Hamid managing just 8. It's 36 for the loss of 5.
Let's be weighing.
you if you want. Thank you, want it at the back end. Oh, I'm happy to do it.
So UAE
Alright, we'll do it.
are in a spot of bother as they've lost 5 wickets, and that spot is getting bigger and bigger.
Go on, Hamzy.
And thanks to
Own this
Dickinson
space, Hamzy. Own this space.
getting better off Basil Hamid, and in comes another young talented all-rounder Aayan Khan joining Ali Shan Sharafu, and Tahir will continue.
Down, once.
Look at that pace.
Short, brilliant.
Good release using those fingers,
Pace me, boy. Be aggressive with
slow
it.
in the air. He needs to take his chances against Tahir.
Keep going through them,
Well,
boys,
he'll
get
have to
through
take
them.
chances, that's for sure, because he can't just hang around there waiting for things to fall in place. Ali Shan will have to take matters in his own hands now.
Down. Make sure.
Wanted to play
Good,
that
Hams, get through
towards
them here. Get through them here, buddy.
mid-wicket. Hasn't timed it too well, and that has been the story so far against the spinners. They've not been able to score runs freely. The scoreboard is not ticking. The pressure mounting on UAE.
Down. Yeah, make sure, Thierry.
Another
Oh,
single.
another
They're
run
looking
out,
for
boys.
2
Another run out for 6.
young legs, but they'll have to settle for 1. Good fielding and good field placement as well. The fielders are now not on the boundary ropes, Mudassir. They are well inside the ropes, and they're making sure that they don't give 2 runs for the UAE batters.
And changing the captaincy, doing wonders for Scotland. Aayan Khan, look at that figures, 26 games, 140, 42 highest. Can he get some runs? But again, coming back to the Scotland side, this is their lowest total posted by them in Dubai, but they're doing a pretty good job by defending the total of 121.
Righty pointed out, Mudassir, 121 is the lowest score scored against UAE in T20 internationals, but the run chase has become even more difficult in this game, and the credit has to go to the bowlers of Scotland and also the captain Matthew Cross.
Down. Yeah, come across them, Brando.
A forced change as Richie Berrington has had a niggle and is not a part of the playing 11. That brings Matthew Cross, the man with the gloves, as a leader of the pack. And what a comeback this is.
Do you think it's a blessing in disguise for Scotland? Resting their regular captain and Cross doing a wonderful job.
Well, I think Richie has done well for Scotland. And I'm sure he'll be proud of the boys that the way they've performed in this second innings. Well, I'm sure Neil and Rashid will continue. In fact, it's going to be Rashid and Ahmed Khwaja who will continue the next 5 overs, and they'll take that conversation forward. After 10, it's 39 for 5.
Thank you very much, Shoaib. Well, indeed, dire straits here for UAE. Well, it's been outstanding from the Scottish bowlers so far. Only Hamza Tariq been denied a wicket, but Curry, Main, Jarvis, the 3 fast bowlers have been outstanding. And young James Dickinson as well, getting himself on the board. Good evening, Rashid. Welcome to the Combox.
Thank you, Ahmed. Yeah, good start here for Scotland. They've managed to pick up 5 wickets already. Jarvis was brilliant. So was Brad Curry. I think he was unlucky not to pick up more wickets. He was really testing the UAE batters at the top. And he's been rewarded with a wicket. He's already bowled 3 overs. So this is good bowling, good captaincy from Matthew Cross, the stand-in captain. Richie Barrington, as Shoaib was mentioning, he's done well, and he's been a great servant for Scotland cricket.
Absolutely was part of that golden generation that qualified for the 2015 ODI World Cup down under. They've had plenty of success over the years, but now very much in a rebuild. And mind you, Rashid, this is a Scotland side without the likes of Chris Greaves, Mark Watt or Sufyan Sharif. All of their experienced frontline seamers over the years. These had the wickets that have fallen so far for the UAE. A loose shot from Tanish Suri. Fabulous bowling from Curry to nail Wasim Plum in front. And then it was young Main as well getting into the attack. All the three seamers doing a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, I think they bowled in the right areas. The idea was right, which is what got them wickets. UAE batters haven't been able to read this wicket well. They've been just gifting wickets to the Scotland bowlers. Meanwhile, it's going to be Dickinson to continue. Starts off with a short delivery. That's been played towards the onside. They've got protection at long on. Alishan Sharfu, he's the key.
They're going at less than 4 runs per over. That too with 6 overs of power play. It's been a dire effort from the UAE batters, and that required run rate has now leapt above 8 runs per over.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Fuller and Aayan just trying to guide that towards the vacant point area and pick up a single, get to the other end. That's the right approach, I would say, at this point.
It was out of the front of the hand there from Dickinson. That top spin delivery, very nicely disguised. And we saw that wrong one in the previous over as well.
Once again, 2 straight. And Aayan comfortably clips that towards the onside. He'll pick up a single. Partnership is just worth 6 at the moment. But these two are probably the last recognised pair for UAE.
Oh, absolutely. Alishan Sharafu, he's been in great touch the last 2 or 3 months. Performed very well in the T20 Season 2 for Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. And let's see if he can convert that into runs for the national side.
That's a good shot. Cuts it behind point. Are they going to go for the second? Alishan is quick between the wickets. He's testing the field on that occasion and picks up 2 runs. Good running between the wickets.
And of course, previously mentioned that bilateral T20 series win has been all elusive for the UAE. They've been on the wrong side of results for the last 8 years, and such a massive opportunity tonight, Rashid. But it seems to be slipping away just yet.
Yeah, Scotland have done really well. Oh, goes for the big shot. That's up in the air, but away from the fielders. Doesn't have the legs to go all the way to the boundary. Just plucked into the ground, but they'll pick up 2 more runs.
Yeah, looking to go towards extra was Alishan. It was overpitched, but at this stage of the game with not much batting to come, well, that is pressure for you.
This wicket is played completely differently in the second innings. The bowler is holding up a little bit. I think you can't get through with your shots. Meanwhile, this is another good shot by Alishan Sharfu, just placing it in the gap. Picks up a single.
And of course, a current and former UAE under-19 captain at the crease. They've played a lot of age group cricket together, and maybe that partnership can come in handy for the UAE. 46 for 5. Well, very much like the Scottish, UAE also struggling to get the ball away consistently off the square. A lot of dot balls in their batting effort so far. Scotland played all of 42 deliveries in their allotted 120 balls. So it's been that kind of scratchy, sluggish surface here, Rashid.
Oh yeah, but I think Scotland did better in the initial overs. With the new ball, they hit some boundaries, especially against Hazrat Luqman, who was taken for 30 runs in his 3 overs. I think that was the difference at the top. That didn't let all that pressure get to Scotland. They were at 72 runs at the end of 10 overs. So I think in terms of runs, Scotland were way ahead of UAE, and that is the problem for UAE at the moment. They don't have too much batting left to in the order. Meanwhile, Main to continue. That's a good shot in the gap. That'll run away towards the boundary. That's a pressure releasing shot. A welcome boundary for UAE and Alishan Sharfu.
Yeah, real loosener from Main. Short and onto the body, and nicely swiveled on that one, Alishan. Easy pickings. He's very strong. Square of the wicket on the leg side, and just had to miss the deep fine leg fielder. Nicely put away for 4.
Yeah, good shot to get to the team 50 as well. Then 11.1 overs, but 72 more runs required of 53 deliveries here. Alishan. He's the key for UAE. He needs to bat the rest of the overs, needs to make sure that he builds a partnership, consolidates this inning alongside Aayan Khan. Was a very capable batter himself. So both of them, if they manage to go wicketless probably till the 17th over, they'll have a big opportunity, big chance to win this game.
Oh, absolutely. Make the headlines with a match-winning performance. That's what we want from our younger players. Meanwhile, I've been really impressed with the 3 paces for the Scots. All 3 very young, but have been on their A game.
Waiting!
Well, what a good comeback this has been after being hit for a boundary on the first delivery. That's the difference. I think that's what UAE needs to do a little more differently. Hit a boundary, get to the other end as soon as possible. You can't afford to play out a lot of dot balls after hitting a boundary.
And very interestingly, Matt Cross is going with his paces more in the middle overs. We saw it was a complete trial by spin Basil Hamid, Mohammad Zohaib and Aayan bowling in tandem. But Matt Cross just shuffling his pack. And Gavin Main, 2.3 overs, 1 for 10, has been outstanding tonight.
That's a good observation, Ahmed. I think... well, that's up in the air. Chance. Oh, just falls short of the fielder and they'll run away towards the boundary. I think that was the right approach from the fielder, because another wicket here and UAE would certainly be on the back foot, but doesn't get to it and ends up being a boundary.
Yeah, a lucky bounce there for Alishan. Slicing over backward point just in front of that deep third fielder. Going for the catch. Ball just spinning away from him. So a hint of momentum being gained here by the UAE. Couple of boundaries. Alishan now 25 of 23. He can hit those boundary shots at will when he's really set and really looking to be positive.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do, just settle down.
Waiting, yeah!
Good shot behind point. He'll pick up a single, get to the other end.
So at this stage, Scotland were well ahead of UAE. 77 for 4. And well, not much batting to come after this, Rashid. Perhaps the likes of Hazrat Luqman can swing a few into the stands, but don't really expect him to occupy the crease for too long. It's a very long tail for the UAE tonight.
Yeah, I think, but for him to come down and hit a few big shots, he would probably need just like probably 10-15 more runs required, and he would want to come at that stage.
Well, the 2 fast bowlers are not even padded up just yet, so they're very confident in Aayan and Alishan to take them home.
Last delivery of the 12th. Played straight to the fielder. No chance of a run. Will be a dot ball to end the over. A good one for UAE. 9 runs coming off it. 12 done. 55 for 5.
Yeah. Let's be waiting. Start mid-wicket in.
What about still one? Yeah, let's go a couple.
Okay, closer then. We're waiting on these guys again. There has to be. Let's keep getting around the overs here, boys. Go on, Nico, all over these stumps here, Nico.
67 needed of 48. This might be a thriller in progress as young James Dickinson back into the attack.
Alishan on 26 of 24 deliveries.
Oh, done.
That's a good delivery and equally well played. Just placed it in the gap. He'll pick up a single, get to the other end. This partnership is vital for UAE. Imperative that they make sure they keep rotating strike as well.
They've been mighty impressive. Young Dickinson has good control, has those variations, certainly gives the ball a rip.
Oh, that was a very risky shot from Aayan Khan, making room for himself, displaying a full set of wickets too.
Yeah,
Dickinson.
that got Matt Cross excited as well, trying to cut a straight delivery. Fraught with risk, that one. Aayan Afzal, be careful.
He's a busy cricketer. That's up in the air, but away from the fielder at covers. They will pick up a couple of runs. Good running between the wickets. Alishan Sharifu is very quick and he's pushed Aayan to go for that second run.
Yeah, great communication. And that's one thing they will need to do. We've seen it's not a very boundary heavy sort of a game. A lot of run 2s and 3s. That's what exactly they'll have to do.
That was probably the wrong one. That didn't bounce too much. Variable bounce on this wicket.
Pitch is playing some tricks and only 5 boundaries hit so far by the UAE. So well behind the count as compared to the Scots.
Oh, cuts it and just beats the fielder at point over his head. That's running away towards the boundary. It will be cut off, but they'll manage to pick up a couple more runs here. So UAE on the move. Both these batters, like you mentioned, they're not looking for boundaries now. They're just trying to make sure they get as many runs running between the wickets.
Yeah, nicely just sliced over that point fielder. Productive area for Aayan.
Oh, that one kept low. Matthew Cross is asking the question. Asif Iqbal is not interested, but I think he didn't lift his foot there. Aayan Khan.
Yeah, I thought he was going to ask for a caught behind, but then decided to inquire with the leg umpire as well. Hint of variable bounce again for Aayan. And let's take a look here. Well, he did drag his feet out a touch, but yeah, got his back heel down in time.
Yeah, dot ball to end that over. 13 overs done, 60 for 5 UAE. There's going to be Hamza Tahir brought back into the attack. He's bowled 2 overs already, given away just 6 runs. It's been outstanding today, replacing
This is good. I like
Mark Wood. Those are
He's going to get caught
big
trying to hit
shoes
off
to
top
fill,
here.
and he's done really well today.
He's certainly been outstanding. And looking for his first wicket of the evening. Ali Shan on strike.
Don't.
Well, that's played really well. In the gap, that'll run away towards the boundary. That's a fabulous shot from Alishan Sharifu.
Fabulous stroke indeed. Slightly overpitched from Hamza. And just punching it through extra cover. No chance for the cover sweeper at all. And starting the over with a boundary. That's good signs for the UAE.
And Alishan Sharifu is looking really good now. As soon as it's pitched up to him, he's going for his shots. 31 of 26. 4 boundaries out of the 6 that have come in the innings. Tells you that he's been outstanding today. And very smartly just pushes one down the ground to pick up a single after hitting that boundary. Hamza Tahir in this over has been coming very wide of the crease.
Yeah, well, we've always known about the talent and ability of Alishan Sharifu. It's just been about putting it all together and delivering it at senior level for the UAE.
Well, Aayan Khan going for that big shot that wasn't required. They've already got the boundary of the over. He's lost focus on that occasion. Alishan needs to talk to him. That's what he's shouting at the top of his lungs. He doesn't need to go for those big shots.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thought process was, and very lucky it just died in front of that long on. And if he had holed out there, well, I'm sure the UAE dugout would have been asking him some very, very tough questions. What was happening there?
And now poor running as well between the wickets. They just managed to pick up 1 run. So Aayan clearly a little agitated out there. That's a good delivery. Slower in the air from Hamza. That's the pace he was bowling with in his first spell, and I think that's what he needs to do now.
Yeah, pace off is the name of the game. It's a slow surface. Make the batters do the heavy lifting, so to speak.
Alishan trying to go for that sweep. Gets beaten back-to-back dot balls here, but UAE shouldn't be too worried with these dot balls. 6 runs have come off the over. Another delivery to go. Pick up a single, get to the other end, and just keep out playing those overs with 6-7 runs.
Yeah, required run rate above 9, but they had that early boundary. They've only scored 2 runs of the next 4 deliveries, not maximizing this over.
Has been placed in the gap towards mid-wicket. They'll pick up a couple of runs. This is excellent running between the wickets. This is what UAE are doing really well. Without much risk, they have picked up 2 runs to end the over. 8 runs coming off that one. 14 done. UAE 68 for 5.
Ali, you need another drink, mate. was the scab. Was him on it? You? Yeah. Ryan. Yeah, please. You got a towel, Brandon?
Required run rate at exactly 9 runs per over. And now we're seeing the 6th bowler coming in for the Scots. It's Michael Leask himself. So Matt Cross now rolling the dice a bit here. Can he do a Basil Hamid for the Scots?
Well, this is out of the box certainly, but this is an opportunity for UAE. Michael Leask hasn't been bowling too many overs in these series. Opportunity for UAE to maybe make the most of this over. Try to bring down that required run rate. If they can get 15-16 runs of this over, especially Alishan Sharafu, that can bring them back into the game.
Yeah, Dickinson only has one left, as does Hamza. Then it's over perhaps to the young fast bowlers. Pace on could perhaps travel here at the slog overs end of the innings. So very smartly getting some off spin in at this stage.
That's been played well towards the covers. Sweeper comes into play. They'll pick up a single. So yeah, I think Cross has brought in Michael Leask because one of the other bowlers, probably one of the spinners, will not bowl his full quota, and he'll probably rely on his fast bowlers to end the innings from here on, with one more over coming in from another spinner. 52 of 34 for UAE. It's played in the gap. They'll pick up another single. So good intentful running between the wickets from UAE.
Yeah, the running between the wickets has certainly been good. Required run it up to 9.3 though. So Alishan does need some support from the other end, and they need those boundaries.
Touch it! Yeah!
Well,
that
he's
move.
been caught at point. We were looking for those boundaries, but in the end, Michael Leask, the 6th bowling option, has struck a big blow for the Scots.
Well, that move has paid off for Scotland. That was a big wicket. Alishan Sharafu was the wicket they were looking for. Trying to up the ante. Trying to go for that shot over point. Manages to play it straight into the hands of the fielder. That's a big wicket in the context of the game. UAE under a spot of bother. Alishan gone after scoring a good knock. 35 of 32. 4 boundaries in that innings. 71 on the board.
You answered your own question. This is excellent, boys.
Covering middle.
New man in. The young leggy. Zohib coming in
Good,
for
lad.
UAE at the fall of Alishan Sharafu's wicket.
Right, no, come a bit square.
Michael Leask with the brilliant bowling change for Matthew Cross. That's a good shot. A wayward delivery. It's been played towards fine leg. Hamza Tahir with the chase. But I think the ball wins the race at the end. 4 runs for Zuhaib.
Yeah, good confidence booster for the young leggy. Immediately off the mark with the boundary. Poor delivery from Leask, it has to be said. Fired it in down the leg side. And Hamza Tahir, well, he was never really catching up to it.
Next one needs to be
Smart batting from Zuhaib. Moved across, anticipating that the off spinner will bring the ball into him, and used that angle quite nicely to fetch himself a boundary to start with. One more delivery to go. Oh, that's a good delivery. This time takes the outside edge. That one is running away towards deep third.
Let it go, let it go.
They will pick up a couple of runs. Are they going to go for the third? No. Wisely denied by Aayan. Those 2 runs will end the over. A big over by Michael Leask. He managed to pick up Alishan Sharafu in that one. 15 overs done. UAE 77 for the loss of 6.
I need to get Hamza, I need this to go. We're well behind. Need to stop it.
Last 5 overs now for UAE to try and get the series in the pocket. Will they be able to do that? Rashid and Ahmed took them to the brink of it almost, with 45 required of 30. Mudassir, you reckon UAE can get this thing?
Nothing is impossible. You need to have that belief, to believe in yourself that you can get those 44 runs of 29 balls. These two can bat. They need to make sure to run hard between the wickets, convert those singles into doubles and out boundaries. Yes, why can't these two young batters of UAE, they can do that magic for their team.
78 for 6. 15.1 overs. Zuhaib on strike. Started off with a confidence boosting boundary. Beautifully played there. The ball is trailing quickly. Get a couple of runs. I quite like the approach of young Zuhaib.
Lightning quick between the wickets and trying to make sure not to play in the air, always in control, keeping that ball down the ground, and good running between the wickets. This is the advantage you have when you have young legs in your side.
Well, absolutely. Both of these guys are really quick, very sensible. Aayan definitely has proved his mettle multiple times with the bat as well. Zuhaib, the responsibility will be on him today to prove that he's not just useful with the ball, but with the bat as. Next time we have seen bowled. Ah, the swing and the miss. This is what we are always worried about. That huge swing that batters generally get into being a little over ambitious and then miss out the opportunity.
Absolutely, there was an opportunity to get some runs. So back-to-back dot deliveries, changing his line and length, that variations from left-arm orthodox, troubling Zubair.
A point fielder has now been put in. He's trying to cut even a delivery which is coming on the stumps, and I think that's the reason a point fielder has been deployed. Smartly played towards the square leg. A single. Mitigating the overs, Mudassir, very, very comfortably, both these lads, singles and doubles. I think that's a good plan so far.
Are we asking a lot from number 6 and number 7 batters of UAE, wherein the top order struggled against the fast bowlers and the spinners of Scotland?
Well, the challenge will always be there, and these young lads will always be up for challenge. We've known Aayan playing some really handy knocks. We'll come and talk more about that. 16 overs gone. It's 82 for 6.
What happened? Come on, guys. Good.
4 overs to go from here on. UAE need to score at 10 apiece. But that's a while back you asked, is it too much to ask of these two young lads? Well, both of them are quite capable with the bat. We've seen Aayan do that time and again. If they can't do it in this over, it'll be a little too late. A single there. One of them will have to try and get those boundaries. Which one of them? Well, I think they'll probably would have had a chat and said, kid, probably you try and go for it.
Especially Zubair being a leg break bowler himself. He can read Dixon quite well, nicely managed using those wrists, but singles won't harm Scotland as of now. But again, this is the platform, and these are the situations when you can win the game for your team. You can be the hero, and you can see clearly that riding high on confidence, the players, especially the likes of Wasim, Alishan, Sharafu. Now it's up to these two youngsters to do and get some runs for their team.
I remember the plate finals of the Under-19 World Cup. Aayan played a beautiful knock against West Indies, scored 80 odd in that innings, and got UAE to win that plate finals. The pedigree is definitely there. He has the skills, he has the ability. A big dive put in. Good piece of fielding. UAE wouldn't mind that. A couple of runs added to the total.
Good to see he's going down on one knee, always in control, managing to put it away from the fielder. But look at that effort, terrific effort, saving some runs for his team.
This is what happens when you are riding high on confidence. He's dragging the ball from wide outside off stump towards the mid-wicket region. Every time if you're trying to go down for the sweep, also gives you a little hint that he's unable to read what the spinner is doing.
It's always a good tactics. If you're not able to read the line and length of a spinner, go for those sweep shots. But now they need to find that boundary here.
6 runs so far if they can get a boundary. Aayan steps down, doesn't control. Almost a premeditated kind of step down. A single to end the over, 17 gone, it's 89 for 6.
I need a long off, please. And I need deep. Stay there. Revo, I need a long off. Okay, no. Gap gun. Come 45. That's done, man. Fully. Come to this one.
Three overs to go from here. Required run rate has jumped from 10 to 11. Courtesy, just 7 runs coming off the previous over. And Curry. Weight on offer. Not getting close to the line of the ball. An error that we've seen being committed time and again. And Aayan also overcommitting himself for the same.
There was an opportunity to go over that extra cover, but moving a bit early down the leg, not able to middle the ball properly. They need to find at least 12 or 14 runs in this over. Nowhere near the ball, running hard for the first run. And yes and no, and a wicket going down.
Well, yeah, the call was yes for the second. Aayan, after 2 steps, realized that he may not be able to reach. He says no. Zohaib is standing right in the center of the wicket in utter disbelief on what has happened. What potentially could have been a hero moment for these 2 young lads has been converted into a silly run out.
I didn't think there was never that second run. Yes and no, and you're always in trouble. Responding to the call of Aayan and committing for that second run. No chance of that. Wicket number 6 going down for UAE. Zohaib Zubair managing 13. It's 89 for the loss of 6.
$90 for 7 as the big unit Luqman has come in. Can he muscle up a couple of 6s? Oh, he's gone in an attempt to hit big towards the cow corner. Will be a couple of runs. That'll be the exact expectations from him.
Absolutely, and we have seen him in domestic circuit, the way he get those runs coming at number 8 or number 9. Can he be the hero? He struggled in the first game but got his first international wicket in the second T20 international today. And can he get some runs for UAE?
Taking the pace off the ball. Yes and no, again a chance of a run out. Oh my God, where is the communication? Where is the conversation between the 2 batters? Aayan is looking at Luqman. Luqman is looking away. Look at each other. Talk. Yes, no, wait. This has been taught at the school level cricket, Mudassir.
Yes and no, and he was desperately looking to go towards that non-striker, and Luqman needed a better throw. So ample of time. That lucky escape for Luqman and Aayan.
Playing it inside out. Just a single. On the previous occasion, the ball had gone behind square, so essentially it was Aayan's call. Aayan ran. Lukman was looking behind towards the ball. Yes, no confusion, no. Just trust your partner, put your head down and run straight.
And throughout this innings, we have witnessed the running has been a bit ordinary today from the batters of UAE. And Curry bowling his final ball of the spell in this game.
Yeah, taking the pace off again, Curry. Not letting Lukman free his hands. A single to end the over. 18 gone, it's 95 for 7.
Scouting a leg.
27 required of 12 now. How close is UAE going to get? Will they be able to score those 27? The next 2 overs will tell that story. Cutting it towards the point boundary, but the fielder is there to take care of it. A couple of runs will be added. Lukman, a lot of responsibility on him to hit the big ones, Mudassir.
Absolutely. And if you had played your childhood in Pakistan, 24 is quite achievable. If we talk about the tape ball cricket, 4 ball, 4 sixes, done and dusted.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that he will try and remind himself of all those days. And go for the big one. He connects, but does he connect well enough? Oh, lucky him. Dropped catch, but just a single. I reckon there was a second there.
The story remains the same. Back of length, wanted to go big. And look at that effort coming from the fielder. Not able to hold on to it, but poor running between the wickets between these two, Aayan and Lukman. Now 24 needed of 10 balls. They need to find at least a couple of boundaries in this over.
Again, a pull shot on a short delivery. Should be a simple catch, and Matthew Cross will take it. Yes, a little tumble and a little fumble, but eventually Aayan is out.
What it is, the fast bowlers of Scotland are having here at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Back of length, nicely bowled, surprising. Aayan Khan wanted to pull top edge. And look at that back pedaling, running behind and taking an excellent catch. And still there is no communication between all the players, not only in UAE players but also between the fielders. 16 of 22 balls. Now looking in a good position. Scotland 98 for the loss of 8. UAE at the fall of Aayan Khan.
Yeah, the side view says that everything is fine. And it's going to be Akif Raja.
Brenda. Here. Guys, come to point. Here. Scouting a leg stump.
Not too much from here on for UAE to have their hopes high up. Akif Raja, known more for his bowling abilities as compared to batting. Maybe his thought would be take a single, get off strike, bring Lukman on strike and expect and hope that Lukman can probably hit a couple of sixes. Oh, he says I can hit them too, and he tries to hit them. One bounce into the fence, 4 runs.
What a start. Back of length, nicely managed. A typical tail-ender shot. Standing firm in the crease and using those forearms. Nicely managed. 1 bounce, 4 runs. A much needed boundary for UAE from the blade of Akif Raja.
Well, this is very hopeful. 20 required of 8. If both of these lads can muscle their way through, maybe there's a hope. There's a little glimmer. Slower one, and Akif has gone aerial. Has he got enough? Yes, he has a maximum.
A 4 followed by a maximum. The hopes are alive for UAE in this game. They have lost Aayan Khan, but in comes the fast bowler Akifullah Raja doing wonders with the bat. Now 14 needed of 7 balls.
It was a banged in shot. Akif stood there, watched the ball, and that mighty swing of the bat 4 rows behind into the stands. He's probably putting his hat in the ring saying, maybe I want to go ahead of Aayan to bat.
Oh, what a hit. Brilliant hit. They're back in the hunt. It's not over till it's over. The final ball of this over was 14 needed of 7 balls.
This time towards the long off will just be a single and Akif will retain strike. The entertainment will continue. The game is not yet over, lads. 19 overs gone, 109 for 8.
Keep coming in, lads. Keep coming in. Randall, get yourself in there. Get yourself out from under him. Go down for me, please. Third man.
One last over to go. 6 balls, 13 runs. This equation
15 behind.
in a T20 game will more often than not favor the batting side. We've seen more runs being chased down in the last over, but the men in the center are number 9 and number 10. Not very often do you get to see that these guys could chase it down. But what we've seen of Akif, 1-4, 1-6, well, the drama will continue.
Absolutely. And some 10 spectators out there in the stands supporting Scotland. Their main bowler, Gavin Main, is back in the attack to bowl that final over. 13 needed of 6 balls. The good news for UAE is Akifullah Raja is on strike.
Main has given 15 runs in his 3 overs. Can he defend 13? Stepping down, no connection properly done, but we'll get a single nonetheless. Wanted to play it towards an over cover. The ball raised towards the third man.
Gab, do you need me or you're good?
The single now.
Randall, good.
Akif, I've been mighty impressed with what Akif has done to this game.
Trying to come across point.
He's brought in some hope, and maybe that hope will run in as confidence for Lukman too.
Oh, absolutely. And you never know if he can connect so well. All they need is 2 maximums here. But good field placement from the captain of Scotland, having that deep third. Now there's a change in the field. Mid off and mid on, back on the circle. Deep square leg comes inside the circle. They have backward deep point. So the length will be outside the off stump for Lukman. But if he connects, it's all about the Pathan power of Lukman.
Oh well, absolutely. He's a strong lad. In fact, I've seen him after quite some time now. He's lost a lot of weight and has gained some muscle. So there is a deep mid wicket. There is a deep backward square leg. Long on, long off. And they're still trying to fine tune their field placements. All right. Ball number 2 of the over. Where does Lukman hit? He's gone big. Didn't really connect it well. Square leg will come into play. They're going for the second.
Yeah!
And looks like Lukman has run himself out. There was a yes, there was a no. But I reckon, again, the problem in communication has engulfed one more wicket for UAE maybe.
You need to be very clear when going for that second run. A good throw. One bounce straight into the hands of wicket keeper. Basics are not right. You need to drag your bat. It was in the air. A good work by the wicket keeper.
Well, yeah, Matthew Cross collecting it well. Have a look from a different angle. You're absolutely right. He had crossed over the line but didn't plonk it. I mean, he was trying to plonk the bat in. Could have just dragged the bat in. Maybe a dive. Could have saved him. Going back to the basics, Mudassir, you're absolutely right when you said that. Basics gone missing. Lukman will have to take that long walk back on 7 of 5. UAE are 111 for 9. The hero with the ball has a chance to become a hero with the bat. Junaid Siddiqui in the centre. He was the player of the match in the first T20 International of the series, picking up 4 wickets for 14. Today, 4 wickets for 18. And now has 4 balls to play to score 11.
4 is the lucky number for Junaid for the past couple of days. So 4 balls, 11 runs, quite achievable. And we have seen him getting that maximum in the World Cup 2022 in Australia. But he needs to connect, or else he needs to be smart enough, tap and run, get Akifullah back on strike.
Well, I think that should have been the call even in the previous delivery when Luqman tried to scamper for the second. All right, 4 more deliveries to go. Full toss. Isn't that a no? Junaid is asking the square leg umpire. The umpire says, no, it was dipping. It was dipping. A single then.
So drama continues here.
No, up you come.
Junaid was on the back foot, on his toes, and he played that ball almost on the waist height.
Close call from the leg umpire and lucky escape, I would say, for Main. Now 3 balls, 10 needed. He needs to find a boundary on this delivery. The third man is inside the 30-yard circle. All he needs is to middle that ball. Akif on strike.
A swing and a miss. Dot ball. Now 2 deliveries to go and 2 hits to the fence. I must say, the Scottish bowlers have done exceedingly well in today's game. The way they have bowled, look at that run out of Luqman. Tried to plonk the bat in instead of dragging it. Maybe a dive. He's a tall lad. A full stretch dive and he would have been safe. But right now the story is 2 balls, 10 runs required. Akifullah will be on strike. The first 2 deliveries he faced, he hit a 4 and a 6. Can he do that again? A swing and a miss again. And that should be curtains unless Main bowls a no ball, which looks very unlikely. I must say that the Scottish bowlers have been absolutely immaculate. Their lines, their lengths, taking the pace off at the right occasion has been on the spot, on the money every single time today.
Oh, absolutely. And what a comeback in this series. They posted 146 in their first game. They went on to lose that game. Now defending the target of 121 in style. The final ball, last wicket, Main to Akifullah Raja.
Slower one. Akif misses it, and this is curtains. It's a very good game, and Junaid says well bowled. The respect that is shown amongst each other, these players, is immaculate and immense. And I can tell you one thing, that this was a hard-fought victory for Scotland, scoring just 121. Never too easy to defend such a low total on a surface where batting looked easy. But the Scottish bowlers were really brilliant as far as their lines are concerned, their lengths are concerned, their field placements concerned. All points to Matthew Cross.
Oh, absolutely. Change in captaincy. The regular captain, Richard Barrington, was rested, and in comes Cross and leading the troop. They did a pretty good job defending that 121. So the series is alive. It's a 1-all. UAE winning the first T20 international of this series. Now Scotland making comeback, defending 121 in style. They had a very good opportunity to win the series after 2017 in home, but we'll be going to the decider.
Well, yeah, deciders on a surface like this are always stressful for the players and for the commentators as well. Alright, so UAE chasing 121. Never looked comfortable with Wasim and Tanish right up at the top. Wasim took 7 deliveries to get off the mark. Very, very rare. And that was the story setting. Tanish 2 of 6, Aayan 5 of 3, all in single digits. Alishan, while he was there, it looked like there was some glimmer of hope. But no one else gave him any kind of support. Aayan 16 of 22 was very, very sluggish. Zohaib trying to motor something through, but again couldn't stay long. Look at the number of run-outs there. That was one of the concerns of UAE batting. Scottish bowlers were absolutely on the money. We've said that time and again. The numbers that tell you a story are the economies. Barring Lees, who's bowled just 1 over, picked 1 wicket, everyone's economy was oh so tight. Jarvis picking 3 wickets was right on top.
And let's see the highlights of this run chase. They came out to chase the target of 122, but they were always in trouble. Tanis Suri struggled, and it was a good catch, a sharp catch taken at cover. So then it was a struggle night for Mohammad Wasim. An excellent delivery, rightly given by Akbar Ali. The partnerships were hard to come in for UAE. Aayan Lakra started off well, but an ordinary shot led to that fall of Aayan Lakra.
Well, yeah, after that, Rahul Chopra also couldn't really contain himself. Basil Hamid, a lot of expectation was from him. A ball getting stuck on the surface, playing it back. Then, some amount of runs that came in from the bat of Alishan Sharfu. Got some runs while Aayan kept him company. But I can tell you one thing, till some point in time, while there was hope, this moment changed it all. The wicket of Alishan Sharfu was almost the last nail in the coffin of UAE's batting today. Aayan tried to bat for some time, got some runs going, but then again a very, very silly run out there. Very ordinary calls between the two of them. After that, it was almost an opportunity for Scotland to try and finish it off early. Akifullah Raja with his 4 and 6 provided some entertainment, albeit a little too late in the day. But the rest were literally following a trend, and that trend was, I really don't know what am I doing.
Running between the wickets has been very ordinary, but full marks should be given to the bowlers and the fielders of Scotland. They defended the target of 121 in style, and let's see how this match transpired. Scotland were asked to post a total by Mohammad Wasim. They posted just 121 across, getting 35 crucial runs, and Munsi yet again amongst the runs. So was Jarvis, but Dunes Siddiqui, he was exceptional yet again with the ball. 4 wickets to his name, couple of wickets for Basil, and Akifullah Raja gone for plenty of runs, but a wicket in his kitty.
As far as UAE is concerned, Alishan Sharfu did top score with 35 of 32, but literally little or no contributions from the others was the downfall for UAE. Jarvis absolutely brilliant with his bowling, bowled 3 overs, picking up 3 wickets for 21. Leask and Main also contributing really well as far as bowling is concerned, and Scotland staying in the series, winning by 9 runs, and tomorrow is when the decider comes in. So the first game, UAE winning by 8 wickets. Second game, that was today, Scotland winning by 9 runs. Tomorrow is the final day. Tomorrow is the decider. The same time, same efforts will be put through at the Ring of Fire. We'll take a quick short break, and when we come back, it's going to be the presentation ceremony from Shoaib Ahmed.
Good evening and welcome to the post-match presentation for the second T20 International of the Magic win UAE versus Scotland T20 International Series. Well, Scotland have made a strong comeback in this series, came from behind and have made sure that they level the series 1-1, and we'll have an exciting decider tomorrow in this series as well. First up, it was UAE who won the toss, decided to bowl first, did well with the ball, restricting Scotland to 122, but then a strong comeback from the bowlers of Scotland has ensured that they get over the line convincingly and have made sure that they win the game by 9 runs. Now, on behalf of Emirates Cricket and ITW, we would like to thank Magic Win, our title sponsor, and our broadcast partner FanCode and Sports Eye. In the presentation ceremony today, we have Mr. Shoaib Irfan, Chief Business Officer of TPT 360, and he'll be handing over the player of the match memento and the cheque. And this goes to a brilliant performance with the ball for Scotland, Jack Jarvis, who's got 3 wickets to his name in his 3 overs and has conceded only 21 runs. Outstanding bowling brought Scotland back in the game with the ball. Thank you, Mr. Shoaib Irfan. Jack, congratulations. Tell us, how are you feeling right now? It's your first player of the match. Take us through your feelings.
Yeah, obviously really happy. We knew it was going to be difficult there, trying to defend probably a slightly lower total than we wanted. I thought we fought really well, but yeah, really happy to get over the line in the end.
Looked like you assessed the conditions well, especially the wicket and the way you bowled. It was as if you had planned. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think from playing the other day, we had quite a clear plan of what we wanted to do. We spoke about trying to take wickets in the power play and being aggressive, and I think we did that really well. And then, you know, using our slower balls and stuff through the middle, and I thought the spinners bowled really well as well.
Special win, and it's good always to contribute in a game, in a crunch game, a must-win game to keep yourselves alive in the series.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to hopefully getting another good win tomorrow.
It's your first player of the match. Do you want to dedicate it to someone? And if yes, why?
I just think, just to say a special well done to James Dickinson today. I was really happy to be able to share his debut with him.
Well done today and all the best for the future games.
Cheers, thank you.
Jack Jarvis, the player of the match, getting 3 wickets in his 3 overs and conceding just 21 runs. Time for us to talk to the 2 captains. First up, we'd like to invite the captain of UAE, Mohammad Wasim, to come forward and have a quick word with us. Wasim, I think the first half was really well for you. You decided to bowl, restricted them to a good total, but the batting did not click, and that is something that has been a concern for your side.
Yeah, first of all, my bowlers bowled very well. They restricted them only 121. I'm very happy with the bowling, but same way I'm very sad with the performance of the batting.
It always comes to your contribution with the bat, and the middle order has been a concern for UAE. How do you want to rectify that? How do you want to improve that?
Yeah, we are struggling in the middle order, but maybe they will step up in the upcoming games tomorrow.
What's the message to your side now? It's a decider, must-win game.
Yeah, only message, please heads up, and we'll see tomorrow, and inshallah we'll play some good cricket tomorrow and try to win the series.
Hard luck today and all the best for the next game.
Thank you so much.
Captain of UAE, Mohammad Wasim, giving us his insights about the game. Time for us to talk to the happier captain from Scotland. We've got Matthew Cross. He'll come forward and have a word with us as well. Cross, not a bad start for you as a captain, but you'll be happy with the performance from your side, especially in that second innings. The bowlers did respond well.
Yeah, I look super proud. We had to probably do it the hard way. It was a bit of a scrappy game, but I think the guys were phenomenal in that second innings. You know, I said to the boys, well, remember when you win a game like this, and super happy to come out with a win.
Yeah, in that second innings, what was the message to your side? Because it was not a par score, 122, but you definitely believed in your skill.
Yeah, look, you're spot on, to be honest. I said, look, let's have some fun. We had quite a young side out, and the only way you win games is to have fun and stay in the game long enough, and I think we responded brilliantly in the power play. I think 4 wickets in the power play, which just set us up nicely, and then the spinners just controlled the game from there. And obviously, with low-scoring games, it always goes down to the final bit, but really happy that we pulled through.
Tell us a little bit about leading the side, and how did you manage to do the changes? Because it looked like whatever you were deciding, it worked really well for your side.
It's nice when those things happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen. But look, it's a really good group we've got, and it's nice to see the young players come in. They've taken the responsibility and they've responded with, you know, wickets and runs. So that's the important thing.
Big game tomorrow. Rest well and all the best.
Thank you very much.
captain of Scotland, Matthew Cross, a happy captain, and why not? He's made sure that his team wins the game and wins it comfortably in the end, setting up a big final for us to witness tomorrow. It's going to be the third T20 International, and it promises to be an enthralling and exciting game of cricket. That's it from here tonight, but we look forward to your company, and we hope that you enjoyed the coverage that we brought to you. Until tomorrow, from all of us here at the Dubai International Stadium, it's good night. Take care.